Some interesting like styles, I guess, to how they approach this game. I mean, draw four seemed like they're just coasting. They're just like it's just another game for them. Meanwhile, Unpopular Demand, I mean, they're on cloud seven. They're like didn't you heard it from Titan themselves, the captain. They didn't expect to be here at all, and now they're here and one game away from winning it all. So I guess we can talk more a little bit about the teams. I mean, draw four, like we said, undefeated, didn't lose a single game so far. Only dropped 2 maps overall to peep this. Then, of course, we have a lot of award nominees. We can specifically highlight, if you want, Lily here, who's been nominated for MVP award. I guess we can take a look at her history here, if Solomon can pull that up. Lily. Yeah. Because we have some cool new tech that we can show off here. But I guess I wanted to highlight Lily because what a difference these last couple of months have made. Because, I mean, Lily started out on Nightmare on Season 3. Not a very successful team. Yeah, Nightmare. Not a very successful... Actually, I guess inventing an electrical in the last British Brawl. Also not, I guess, that successful, but Nightmare definitely still had some highlight plays on that team, but the team overall didn't win a lot of games. And I mean, now they're on draw 4. Definitely one of the best teams we have in this Snowdown. So, Megalas, do you think that this team can even be stopped tonight, or do you think this is going to be another win for them?
I mean, like, everything says that they should win, right? You know, they have, obviously, the phenomenal win rate and things like that. They have the players in the right positions to shut down Unpopular Demand, who, you know, we've kind of seen them rely heavily on people like Doc to kind of hard carry them through some of these fights. But Draw 4, as you said in that interview, maybe a little bit too overconfident, maybe not taking this as seriously as they should. I mean, it's very hard to see Draw 4 losing this, but I think there is a timeline out there somewhere where it happens.
Yeah, and I know in my stream we were looking at some games, and Unpopular Demand, probably 4, maybe even 5 of their team members were in the chat watching the whole VOD review, breaking down. They seemed really, really hungry, and Draw 4, especially from that interview, seems like they're pretty comfortable and they feel like they don't need to prep anything special, which might come back, but they've been good and they haven't been caught yet. So
yeah, I mean, Dog mentioned it that you know, they might maybe they don't prepare enough for this match, and this could be an advantage for Unpopular Demand, who definitely are the big surprise here. I mean, everyone in B-League especially expected Peep this to make it to Grand Finals and have a rematch against Draw 4, but then Unpopular Demand on Monday, clean sweep against Peep this, 3-0. I don't think anyone expected that result, and now they're here. And looking at their roster, you can definitely see a lot of really, really good players there. I mean, obviously the strengths I would point out are Tomas on main tank, and we have Dog on DPS, one of the MVP candidates in Season 3, and also in B-League, definitely in contention for that. And of course, the B-line also very strong. I mean, the only question that team really has, I would say, is maybe their off-tank position, because like we said, Pika Bandito did get suspended after, or like in middle of playoffs, so they're kind of struggling to find a solid off-tank player right now. We had Drayton kind of step in. I believe they're going to play again today. We also had Stratocaster on Monday playing off-tank. It seems to have worked. So, Guak, what do you think about Unpopular Demand? And do you think they even have a chance of winning today?
I mean, after watching a few of their games and kind of keeping eyes on their run, I think that Draw 4 kind of needs to watch out for them. Maybe you've been dominant all season, you're still undefeated, but this is the end of the playoffs. This is Grand Finals. This team, Unpopular Demand, has been through the lower bracket. They have the fire going into this match, and I think that they maybe have the chance to win it. Like C-Dub was saying, they're really, really hungry to win this, and I think that motivation to win it might just put them over the edge.
yeah, hate is a very very strong thing, and they got some haters, and it seems like it's really powering. When you got everybody loving you, you get soft. You know,
just like in the beginning of the season.
When you're the villains, that gives you a little bit extra motivation, in my opinion.
I feel like coming into the tournament, Draw 4 were kind of the villains, but now it has kind of shifted, and I guess people are also kind of on that unpopular demand train now, because I mean, every time I see that team and I talk to a lot of the people on that team, they just seem to have a lot of fun. They seem to be enjoying themselves. I mean, of course, it's easy when you're winning a lot, but I wouldn't mind seeing the upset win from them today, but Draw 4 definitely the favorite here in this one. We also have more matches this weekend, actually. We like I said, it's a grand final weekend because all 3 leagues in our Snowdown tournament are going to play their final games. We have A-League tomorrow between Polarity and Burger of the Week. Definitely very excited for that because Polarity, they have been just so dominant in A-League. And then in S-League, we have People's Prison Break versus Boise Baddies, which we'll see Guac in, who took the win against Geohazard yesterday. I guess, Guac, if you were to give us a preview here, what do you expect from your team on Sunday?
It'll probably be Monday because my entire team decided to do the Overwatch player thingies where they told me that they in fact have other priorities and they have another tournament they have to be at. But versus People's Prison Break, it's kind of a parallel to Unpopular Demand versus Draw 4 in this game. You know, we haven't played People's Prison Break at all, and they're also the 6-0 team, and we're also kind of the underdogs, you know, on that lower bracket run going into it. So I don't know. I think that's a lot of the reason why I'm rooting for Unpopular Demand here. Share a lot in common.
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing the parallels between all 3 tournaments, having a dominant team throughout the whole regular season and playoffs, be in the upper bracket, and then having teams, you know, punching up, making that lower bracket run. Burger of the Week didn't have as long of a lower bracket run as the other 2, but it's exciting seeing exactly what people want, the David and Goliath, but on all 3 of them, having the dominant team looking to get pushed off.
It's definitely going to be very exciting. But let's get the ball rolling here because we have our teams are definitely ready and waiting in the lobby right now. So let's do some predictions here. Megalas, what do you think? What's the score going to be? It's 1-4, by the way. So this might be a long night of Overwatch here.
You know
Get
what?
my water in.
You know, I want to predict Draw 4 because I have a brain in my head, but Titans yapped in my ear for 3 days straight. 4-3. 4-3 for Unpopular. I'll roll it.
What about you, C-Dub?
See, my Preds in chat might be on Unpopular Demand because I'm a businessman. I'm a ruthless businessman. The odds will probably be too good if they're running, but I gotta go Draw 4. I'm gonna go 4-2. I think Unpopular Demand can get some maps, but I think Draw 4 will close us out.
What about you, Rock?
I think me giving an exact score is kind of hard, but I think I have to give it to Unpopular Demand. I like their run. I think that if it's a long series, since it's best of 7, that they're going to be able to have the gas to go the rest of the way.
So what's your score?
Oh, maybe like 4-3.
4-3?
Yeah,
you know what?
Long series. Let's stay up.
So for me, it's like Draw 4, definitely the favorites, but no, I have nothing to do tonight, so I want to see a 7-map game, maybe 8 maps if we have a draw. But I'm going to predict the underdog.
Maybe 2 draws. Let's go with 2 draws.
4-3 for Unpopular Demand. I want to see.
You guys are trying to be so smart. You know, you're
no.
Just pick the team that's winning, bro.
Hey, listen, Titan's been yapping in my ear. Titan has a game plan, and granted, the entire game plan.
I'm saying, as a person who has been in the lobby against Lily Reborn, it's brutal. It's not fun.
But did you guys know about Maze? Great team. Titan definitely brings it up all the time. But yeah, we're ready here. The teams are ready, so let's get into it. We're going to hand it over to our casters, C-Dub and Guac here, and me and Megalas. We'll probably join during a break and definitely at the end of the game for some interviews. So have fun, guys.
Thank you. I'm excited to get into this. I already got some DMs from the team. Bro, why pred against us, Thomas? Why am I pretting against you? Because they've 3-0'd the whole playoffs and they're 6-0. Like, I'm sorry, man.
I mean, Draw 4.
I'm not saying I said 4-2.
But...
I said 4-2. Like, I'm not saying this is gonna be a stomp. And you know, you can clip that. You could throw it in the montage where it's me calling them like bad, and then it's just like, and then it just hits, and then it's them winning. Thomas has a guitar. He's playing a Stratos wearing a suit. Majestic.
What is happening?
Knitting. Poofa has a little fella hanging out on their arm. And Nichos is playing in the dark. He cannot turn a light on.
I don't think Thomas is actually playing the guitar. He looks like he's just
He's holding
it.
this. He's not holding a chord. That's not maybe that's a weird C chord. Some drinking Coca-Cola from Lily here. The official sponsor. Oh wait, no, right, can't say that.
No.
Not the official sponsor. I don't know what Majestic is doing. Oh, it's the. He did that during season 3. It's like a little garden, little sand garden.
Oh, that's cool.
This is entertaining. I'm entertained right now. Looking at
it's like I'm a scientist just watching a bunch of monkeys in an experiment.
Tomas definitely does not know how to play guitar. I'm looking at him handle that. I'm not convinced. I'm not inspired by this pretend guitar player right here. They're waving to chat. So again, I've been distracted by the cameras because I'm a child. Moving into this, we painted the picture about the DPS line from Draw 4. That's going to be a really big thing. And then the other thing is, it looks like Strato is in as the tank, so they're going to be the off tank. And I was talking to him about it, and he said he's been quite nervous about being an off tank. He was pretty honest with it, which I feel like is fair, because it's easy whenever you're asked, "Are you nervous?" to be like, "Oh no, I'm not nervous." But they said that they were nervous, but they've been working a lot with Azu, and they said although they're nervous, are proud with the steps that they've taken forward, and win or lose, they feel like this season has been a success for them. Which honestly, I know sometimes it's the competitive like win or it means nothing. Like that's good to have, you know. But I also think it's good to have like a balanced thing where it's going into the game, having that mentality can keep you calm when things start to go wrong.
Yeah, going off of your point, I think it's fine, and I've kind of been in the same situation where I've had to swap roles from main tank to off tank. I think it's fine to be nervous, but there's also quite the level of confidence that you also have to have and trust that your team has to have to be able to, you know, allow you to swap roles there. So
yeah, there's a reason why they chose Strato to do that. Like, not other people. Like, could have been anybody on the team that chose him. So means that the team has confidence and that he's coachable, because switching roles is really, really hard, and they'll be excited to do it. All right, starting off, Lijiang Tower.
Lijiang Tower.
That's
who would have
Resident
guessed?
Sleeper. Have some creativity, team. Yeah, I was talking with the S League game last night. We're saying it went Lijiang, Havana, Kings Row. Cannot be any more.
Gotta throw in
and then Anubis. Well. It could not have been more basic than that. It was pathetic. Don't pick the same map challenge. Impossible. Well, whatever. I can't control that. Enough molding.
I mean, if we're going in the first map, Lijiang, you kind of have to expect, since every single team has picked it every single time, that these teams also have to be fairly confident on it. You know, I would expect that this first map kind of sets a precedent for how this entire match is going to go. I feel like Lijiang Tower would probably be one of the most well-practiced maps by both teams.
Yeah, see, Lijiang is really cool because, like, if you're a waifu bot degenerate, you can also just load up Lijiang and you get the same exact thing with RNG. You can just money sign WW, or you can play Lijiang and you can get the RNG.
Yeah,
I gotta give up my individual hate for this map and move forward. It looks like Unpopular Demand coming out with this rush, draw 4 with the 6-man. What does each comp need to do to best this? Because I feel like the rush has the advantage, but go ahead.
I think Unpopular Demand on this rush kind of has the advantage in the neutral fight, but draw 4 needs to I think this first fight they need to play for Cole, and then once they have Cole they can push. Up until then, Unpopular Demand can just anchor on the point. But as I say
Thomas
that,
gets attacked right off the bat, which is going to force an early lamp. I was going to say the Baptiste with that lamp has so much advantage, but if you have to use before the fight even starts, Doc catches B-ball, man, that's the go button. Now they can just be able to walk forward and clean this up, but it doesn't seem like they want to be too aggressive, which maybe not leads to them, but it seems like at this point they're going to be able to snowball the fight with this strong point control. 6-man can't push him off.
Yeah, and Lily, she's able to get 2 hacks there, but with a hack on the Reinhardt just doesn't get value. You can just hide behind the corner and then hack on Torbjorn while he's overloaded. Also not not that much value. And as I say that, draw forward, opting to go into the rush.
And I understand why you want to go with the BAP, but when you're 70% to Cole, I don't know about you, but I feel like you stay more there and you take one fight with the Cole and then you switch BAP right afterwards. Might not mean much. Titan coming up here on this window, it's going to be really, really hard, but a great wall to start off the fight, and flash from Lily coming in. He's stuck in the corner getting bodied, and they kill him because the lamp doesn't be able to get to him. B-Ball Man pushing forward, looking for these final kills to close out this fight because they really want to get this done. Majestic comes on to contest but doesn't get anything. That wall was so good from Reborn there, and the lamp from Titan is just inches away from saving.
Yeah, really, really good wall there from Reborn. I think if you're on Popular Demand there, you need to play a little bit more spammy, so that way your Torbjorn gets value and your Reinhardt isn't as pressured by the Mei. But Unpopular Demand, coming into this fight, almost at 6 ults. They're going to have 6 ults in the mid fight. So hopefully they can use those in this next
is an
fight.
Interesting pick here in the neutral, but if they get point control, that turret and that molten core is really, really good for locking it down. Here comes the shatter around the wall.
Big
it's
shatter.
Huge, but he gets flashed. Does that stop the follow-up? No, it doesn't. The lamp is going to be able to hold them out for a little bit longer. The beat and the main ult both coming out. A lot being invested in Popular Demand. Wins this and uses 4 ults to do it. 5 ults? Yeah, that's tough from Popular Demand. Obviously, you'll take the point cap, but that was not cheap. And
yeah,
it looks like Draw 4 is already pushing in.
Unpopular Demand is able to get that shatter, and you get the kill on the Reinhardt, which is really what you need to be able to secure this point. That's probably the best kill there.
B-Bomb Man gets the shatter, and the bomb comes out. It's huge, great tempo. Before we could even finish talking about the last fight, the shatter comes out, and the second fight's already done. And see, you're seeing a little bit of that recoil from how much Unpopular Demand used to get to the point. They had really nothing to be able to counteract that push, and Pio goes to the Mei. A little bit more conventional take. Opting for the mirror. When you don't know what to do, the mirror is always a decent idea.
Draw 4 there, doing a really good job of soft resetting and just holding that space. They decide not to push, but they decide that by holding up there in the space and holding it, that they can go fast next fight.
Yeah, the bomb going in to try to zone out the window. The Mei ult comes, Thomas gets picked, Doc catches Poofa, but they're already down so much. I don't think they're gonna be able to turn this, and Shadow gets zoned, dead. Go next fight. It's 66-66 coming up here with similar ult advantages. Now, Draw 4 has been going first on that white room, but Popular Demand has this window, so they want to go white. They can have this window to force them onto the back point and then be able to move in from there. But are they going to fight bridge? They shouldn't. They should go white. No, they opt for going white here.
Yeah, Draw 4 deciding to take that fight very, very fast. That's what you like to see in these rush mirrors. The team that usually goes first ends up winning that. As I say that, Lily has a big high noon but isn't able to connect with anything.
Yeah, and here comes the window, which pushes him right to the back of the point, which is what you want. But Pio gets caught with the flash. Oh, that flash was like got extra range. Maybe they got a perk on that. Doc with the high noon. It doesn't catch anybody, but it catches some damage. This shatter from Thomas could be big, but gets chain CC. Doesn't even get a chance to use it. Here comes the beat, and I think that's going to be able to close it out. Pio's mail here is very, very big, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get there back in time. The beat sustains a little bit more. B-Ball Man has the shatter. It's going to be looking for anything. Doesn't catch anything, but this contest from Majestic is huge. Just enough time to get Pio with the freeze. Catches a bunch, but not enough kills. They're the only one there to be able to follow it up. No touch from Thomas.
Yeah, Unpopular Demand, they come out on the rush and they win that first fight versus Draw 4 6-man, but after that, once Draw 4 goes to the Brawl comp, they looked a little bit on the back foot. Draw 4 has a lot more tempo here, so if I'm Unpopular Demand here, I want to be playing faster than they are right now.
Is B-Ball Man playing in a factory? Where is he playing? Like, it looks like he has like packages behind him. I don't know where he's playing, but you know, good connection there. It's really, really tough there because all those like resources getting forced before they can even take the point, and that pick onto Pio was so huge because not only did it give them the advantage, Pio was so close to Mail. You never know how that could have changed. Both teams going for the mirror here with the Doom, looking to get a punch straight out of the TP, and Pio Reborn catches Pio. Oh, that's really, really tough. But they can still turn this if you pocket Doc on this sim. But no, Reborn's free. There's no contest, and he's just rolling over on the Doom. You're both trying to take that TP to get that Doom punch, and Reborn just comes out on top.
Yeah, Draw 4 actually kind of TPing late there, but somehow Reborn is able to catch the Doomfist on that punch, you know, since the Doomfist is coming through second behind yours Reinhardt. And going into this next fight, B-Ball Man's going to be coming up on the Shatter here, so hopefully you can go aggro at that. They don't really have anything else to work with.
Yeah, they'll have the Shatter, and they'll probably get Window first here, too. So Unpopular Demand's just going to be looking for some poke, try to get those turrets down so you can be able to push in, but Lily's getting so high charge, just walking at Titan, nobody's even looking at her, and she's completely free, gets the kill, and with your BAP down, you think this fight isn't winnable, but B-Ball Man gets put on the back. That's a big shatter from Thomas, and I think that's to be able to turn it. Pufo is very, very close to beat. If they can get beat here, maybe they can try to hold on, but no, the kills are just coming through. Pio with the kill on the Nichos, and that's just enough. Fight done. You would think with losing BAP first that for sure you were done, but Unpopular Demand, invest the shatter, invest the sim wall, and they're able to turn it.
Yeah, Lily's able to pick up Titan there at the start of the fight, but just overextending ever so slightly, and the rest of her team kind of falls.
Huge TP right there. Don't really know. I guess the TP was probably trying to get bonds back quickly. That's a little bit tragic that you don't have that. Titan has the wall here, but you expect Lily to respond with the sim wall to just block it. Someone's got to mark Reborn on this Doom, completely coming free. Doesn't get any kills, but goes in for a very aggressive slam.
So
Gets
much
the trade
damage.
of it. Thomas catches Lily, but everybody else is dead. Pufo with the double boop.
Yeah, draw 4 going with the, we have 5 ults, let's run it down mid approach as they just pop everything there. But they come out on top and win the point back over. And if you're Unpopular Demand here, you kind of need to do the same thing. You just send Diva Bomb in and maybe Doomfist goes in at the same time, hopefully, to flip this point over before it's too late.
Maybe get a little creative with the TP bomb. You never know what the preset here is. Strato obviously goes, draw 4 goes first with the bomb, doesn't catch anything, gets some resources out, then lamp, but you'll take that for bomb. Thomas can't get in. Doc catches Reborn. That's exactly what you need. The sim is flanking behind. No one's checking. The beat might be able to keep Lily up from that. The bomb catches B-Ball. Man, this is all over the place. Pio's in the backline, but no one's checking Lily. There's no way Lily can get into the backline like that, and no one checks her like that. Completely free. That's got to be an oversight from Popular Demand. Is that on the Doom? Is that on the Diva? Who do you think there should be zoning at?
I think it's hard to mark the sim when you have a Doomfist, a Reinhardt, and a Diva all walking at you. And draw 4 initiating that fight with a Diva Bomb. Thomas
Shatter to start it off with
a TP.
Straight off the bat. The Shatter comes out from B-Ball Man, but it's too little too late. And that's one of those things, just because you can land the Shatter doesn't mean you should. With that said, the 2 kills, maybe you can turn it, but I don't think it's enough. Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Sometimes you just TP, drop Shatter.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
What I'm kind of seeing in these fights is the team that, since you're running Doomfist, just whichever team is going first wins. You just need to use an ult, and you need to go on the enemy backline and secure these kills. So in Popular Demand, you have beat, you have the Doomfist ult. You need to go first here. If you let draw 4 walk in for free, you're going to start losing again.
Yeah,
I want to see Popular Demand play faster.
Yeah, they need to be able to go with the Doom punching in. That should be their go button. Here comes the Doom slam in, and they get window. Doesn't get anything, and now Pio's stuck behind, but they have the ult. They're able to get out. Reborn ults as well. Goes for a very aggressive slam right onto... Doesn't catch anything. Look at this Doom tech. Straight onto the BAP. BAP dead. What a play.
He watches the
Pio.
rollout videos.
All those Doom tech practices in the custom games coming out right there. Coming down from heaven. If they can catch the Lily on the sim here, that's really, really big. Thomas catches Lily, but he's super far away. Charges back onto the point. He stops the remake. Oh no! You gotta. That's a keyboard breaker. That's a keyboard breaker right there.
Yeah, Thomas killing Lily. They're actually so big. She's coming up on that sim wall, and that kill is huge. And then just to get the pin on the remaking Diva is amazing. It's gonna be last fight here in Unpopular Demand. You have 0 ults, but you can't sit here. You're gonna get sim walled and beat out.
That punch is so close to catching anybody, but doesn't get any kills, but it forces Lamp and all of them back. Lily's super high charge here. Gotta be the first time. Titan dies! That might just be the go button. And Turtle catches 2! Thomas catches the Doom as well. I don't think they have any heals alive though. They only have Majestic. Majestic's coming back, but Lily's so high charge. That's just what it is. If you let the sim go late into the fight, they're gonna carry. Here comes the 99. Is there any touch from Popular Demand? I don't think so. That touch from Reborn, someone's gotta be marking that. He punches in 6v1 and gets out completely free, and that gives the team just enough time to be able to come back in, and then Lily with the high charge, cleaning up the fights, and Strato almost pulls it back with the 2-bomb, but not quite enough.
Yeah, Stratocaster with the 2K there, almost pulling it back, but once your sim dies and their sim is full beam, you're just going to lose that fight slowly over time. She just puts out so much damage.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to play against, and that's what the Doom is good for, because Doom does a lot against Sim. It's really hard for Sim to beat a Doom, because a Doom doesn't care about the Sim wall. You can Sim wall, the Doom freaking just slams right through it. But it just seems like Lily was just able to do a little bit too much, and they weren't able to control it. And the Ryan duels were coming back and forth. Both teams were getting Diva Bomb kills. The windows were fairly matched. It was all pretty even around the board, but just that target focus from Unpopular Demand seemed to be just off a little bit. And you mentioned the tempo too. Draw 4 just seemed like they were going first a lot more.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot about the tempo, but the reason that the Symmetra is able to get so much value in the mid fight, like you're saying, is because Draw 4 has so much tempo. You know, once you have a Doomfist and you have a Reinhardt swinging on you, like, you can't turn on the Symmetra. You're already focused on things on your front line.
Yeah, and using that TP mid fight is really, really important, because it's easy to get the approach TP, but just having a TP and just taking it into the back line, harassing the BAP, taking it back out, that does so much. Forces the BAP to turn around, forces Lamp. And it felt like the DPS line from Draw 4 was forcing Titan's Lamp first every single time. And that's just a huge, huge advantage from Draw 4.
Yeah, even if you don't get a kill there, you know, just forcing the Lamp and making people turn away from their front line and turning their backs on their team is a really, really good play there. So Unpopular Demand shows some signs that they can, you know, win this out, but like I've been saying, they just need to play a little faster and take tempo away from Draw 4.
If I remember correctly, both teams went 99-99, correct?
Yeah, that last one,
both rounds.
Yeah. I think the first round was a little bit more in favor of Draw 4, and I think Unpopular Demand wasn't at 99-99 yet. But
yeah, that's
either
really,
way,
really tough,
one fight away, both points. So really close.
Yeah, and that's just the little bit of a difference. Obviously, it's Li Jiang, but it's a little quirky. It's a little different. So I don't expect to see as much Sim Doom throughout the rest of the match. So although it was interesting to watch, I don't know how much it shows how the game will go further on.
Yeah, so Li Jiang kind of one of those maps that Li Jiang kind of one of those maps that kind of has its own separate meta. And yeah, going into this next map, we'll see what Unpopular Demand picks.
And it also feels like a meta that hasn't changed in like 2 years.
Yeah,
it seems like it's been pretty much the same.
Hasn't changed in forever.
Yeah,
but
2CP
it looks
coming
like
up next.
It's going to be Anubis for a second map. Who would have guessed?
So it'll be a little bit longer of a break. The map head-to-head. Draw 4 is 4-0 on Anubis, and Unpopular Demand is 4-1 on it. So you're thinking both of those teams, that's going to be where they want to go, considering they both have pretty good records there. And Anubis, at least for me, I don't think anybody ever wants to go Hanamura, because the Sim TP and stuff like that, it's really, again, it can be a little bit finicky because it snowballs so fast. But with their records being so good on Anubis, it seems like that's going to be where probably Unpopular Demand is going to take. Stratocaster getting a pump mid-match, extremely important. Your pump has got to be huge to be able to show through a suit. Majestic is eating a smoothie, or I don't know what that is.
Strato's got to keep up that wrist strength so he doesn't get carpal tunnel.
That's important. Be doing your wrist stretches.
Do your wrist stretches. You don't want wrist pain like me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was a gamer later in my life, you know, so luckily I don't. The arthritis building up. B-Ball Man's about to hit the squat. Everybody's hitting the
Oh my. Why?
So much going on here. Is that Thanos glove giving us the middle finger? I think that is indeed what it is.
Working out. Everyone's
turn that
go
camera off. This is a PG stream. B-Ball Man, is that That's 2 plates right there. You know, that's not light work. That is not light work.
No warm up or anything.
And honestly, that's what
you just
need
did a set. Holy shit! As
a Ryan player, that's exactly what you should be having. You should be squatting and chugging protein shakes and chugging G Fuel and pre-workout before every single match to be just
very
absolutely buzzing. And Lily pulls out the Weezer album. I don't know about that. That honestly, out of everything that's happened so far, the camera should be turned off the most for that.
I'm judging each and every one of these players heavily by every action they do.
The other leagues could take a little bit of notes from the cams. All the other leagues, you know, they're cool and they're so serious. B League, everybody just chilling on
just
cam.
Having fun. Yeah.
Just having a good time. Strato looks like he literally just bought a business.
Strato and B-Ball Man gotta hit each other up for the workout routines after this.
I'm just not even gonna try to read that. I can't. My brain can't move in that fast. My eyes. I need glasses. I can't read it. All right, Temple of Anubis. After all of that, see, they made our job really easy though. That break could be entertaining us so much with the cameras. We didn't even have to figure out what to talk about. Anubis, you guys played in this last night. The meta seems to be some sort of an Orisa comp, some sort of double shield. Obviously, B League doesn't follow meta nearly as much, but is that what you would expect to come out here from these teams? Or do you think they're going to maybe opt for the Rush, which seems to be slightly a comfort pick for both?
Yeah, I think the map geometry here just on Anubis really leans in favor of those Orisa comps. I think you can play ball, and it can work on first. On second, though, it gets a little difficult. So once you get to that point, if you don't have ults, you kind of need to reevaluate and go from there.
Yeah, and I've VOD reviewed Unpopular Demand on this map, and they do like this Orisa. I think they were running double shield most times, so it looks like the D.Va is a little bit of a slight different pick, but Shadowcaster being so new to off-tank, it might just be easier to keep him on one character. And with the Brig here, with the Cass, with the Torb, it's going to be really hard for this DPS line and this ball to get in there. They have a lot of things that they need to meticulously break down before they can go in. It's not as easy as just running at them.
Yeah, if you're draw 4 here, you need to poke a little bit. You can't dive straight away while that turret is still up and Titan still has his lamp. You need to force out these cooldowns first, and then you can go. But if I'm B-Ball Man here, I'm looking for a boost so I can put the tanks into the enemy team.
Trying to force point here to get a little attention, but all the B-Ball Man is doing here is taking a million poke and having to back out. Lily's 1 HP, not really getting anything done so much. B-Ball, but look at both the ult tracks, the ult percentages from the draw 4 tanks. They haven't been able to do much at all. Like you said, they're setting up. Titan's getting poked down, and here comes the dive, and Titan is just executed, and that's exactly what they need. As I said, they weren't really doing much, but they were just getting the resources out for that just clinical dive from Lily and the rest of the team following up there to just assassinate Titan. Now the fight is not over yet, but it surely isn't the fact that B-Ball Man rolls in and dies. That might just be what it needs to come to close it out. But Lily's going in here, immediately kills the Brig. BAP needs to be able to come back to be able to turn this fight. The BAP is here. They almost have, Titan almost has a window. That might be what they need to turn it. The trance comes out. Reborn is stuck in the mud here. Daki able to find the D.Va. So close to killing Lily on the Genji, but can't, and that's not going to be enough. And so close to killing the Echo here too. This game is just a game of 5, 10 HP on both of those DPS, and maybe that fight is completely different.
Yeah, draw 4 there. For a second there, it looked a little risky. 3 people were almost on 1 HP, but Pufa gets that res off, and then after that, they can keep going and keep getting those kills. Lily there, really turning up. It felt like she was solo killing every single person. She has this blade going into the next fight, so it's gonna not have a nano attached to it, but I don't know, after the last fight there, I think she could do something with it.
There's no beat, there's no trance, there's no hard answer to it. You obviously have lamp rally. We'll see what Lily can do with this. Here comes the dash up, the slam. Titan gets the slap, he gets the lamp off, might be able to enough, but still catches Doc, almost catches the BAP, but gets bashed, gets zoned. You'll have to take that if you're Unpopular Demand. Only 1 kill for the blade, and now you got Rally up here on point. Now this slam is huge with the D.Va bomb. Can it catch anything? It doesn't. Reborn looking for the remake kill, doesn't find anything. Doc gets Nichos, but B-Ball Man with the 2-man swing through. This is going back and forth. Obviously, the stall can still come through. The bomb comes, shouldn't catch anyone. Poofa! Huh? How do you die to that? I didn't catch that, but that could be detrimental. No mercy means no res. And now here comes the stall characters. The Moira's back, the Lucio's back. They still have a hard control over this, but oh, and here comes the trance. It's so close.
Yeah, Unpopular Demand, you thought they were going to be able to stabilize there, but then Draw 4, is able to keep going somehow and clean it up, and Lily is on her second blade in this single fight. She's going to be able to pull it out soon once she sees a squishy she wants to go on.
All right, here comes the high noon. I think that's going to be the go button there. Doc dies during the animation. The blade here is on the Lucio, catches the Lucio onto the ball. The ball's still going to be able to stall a little bit. The blade won't be enough to kill that. But here comes the Doom and the ball. They're really just trying to make us die. They're trying to make me continue to cast until I run out of breath and die, because this won't keeps going. This should be it. That is it. They
Draw 4. A little bit long fight there, but they decided to finally spare your lungs and your esophagus as you strain for breath. Unpopular Demand, though, you have the Torble, you have the rally, you almost stabilize through the blade, and then you somehow still fall over there.
Yeah, when that blade came out, it catches one, but then they trade by killing Draw 4's Zen. So
Yeah.
you would think, all right, it's 5v5 and Unpopular Demand has the rally. They should be able to close this out. But it's so hectic. And again, that has to come down a little bit to just being calm and keeping that target focus clean. Because if rally is on the point, it should just be able to outbrawl anything. But it doesn't. Now Draw 4 coming out here with a little bit more of an interesting defensive comp with the ball Sig. What do they want to do differently than that Orisa Diva comp on this defense?
I mean, I think if you're Draw 4 here, if you're a B-ball man, you really need to, against this dive, you need to mess up their dive as much as you can, as interesting as that sounds. But you need to boop this monkey, you need to boop this Diva and Tracer out, so that way your Ashe and your Zen and your Sigma are free to spam them. You're not going to have as strong of a dive, but your spam is a lot stronger than Unpopular Demands.
And also, you can be a little bit more independent. The Winston is very dependent. It's got a jump and a shield. And then after that, you can't really do much. The ball's much more mobile. So let's see, Thomas taking a lot of poke here, but that's fine. You're trying to get this nano quick. Let's see if he goes for a little bit of a soft dive here, if he's just going to continue to stay in choke.
Yeah, Draw 4 just not shooting.
That's some really good poke here. That's a hard engage from Thomas on that first dive, but able to get out, and the brig drops, but I don't think Thomas saw. Thomas dives away. They get the Sig, but oh my goodness, they could have been able to get that brig as well. Lily's getting chased super duper hard here. It looks like she gets away. The ball with a little bit of that peel slam coming in. Now they're stuck over there on the left side. They're only 29% to nano, and they're just getting squeezed. They're getting spammed out from so many different sides, and they're not able to stabilize right there. And Thomas going down really makes you think that they should call this a P pause. Yeah, makes you think once you lose that Winston there. I mean, that's really tough. I'm wondering why Titan was so far behind on that nano charge. It must have just been split.
I mean, you're a minute in, you're only 50% to nano. That's not really what you're looking for there. But if you're watching Draw 4, you can actually see it. They do a pretty good job of not shooting the Winston until the Winston decides to hard commit. Once the Winston decides to hard commit, just light him up, shoot everything into him and try to blow him up. But until then, if he's just sitting at the choke, no reason to keep poking him. You're just feeding ult charge to them. So really good job from Draw 4 there.
It's no secret what Greeny has some connection issues. All right, that makes sense. It's no secret what Unpopular Demand is trying to do. No one is like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do with this nano. You know what's going on at the Winston. And like you said, that's a really good discipline because, my brain sees someone, it says shoot. And so it's very hard to turn that off sometimes. And that's way better like keeping that trigger discipline for a Valorant CS term. Having that trigger discipline on the Winston, because as you can see, it's hurting the nano charge greatly. But I did think that first initial dive from Thomas was really, really good because it split the Brig and Zen on both sides of that bridge. So the Brig's not able to peel for the Zen, but it seemed like the disconnect from the team was a little bit hard because I don't think Thomas realized that he did that. He was looking the other way. But
yeah, I think Thomas kind of went in maybe when his backline was already being pressured, which you can't really do as much. Otherwise, you're not going to get the support you need. And as we kind of saw in that fight, the backline of Unpopular Demand just died.
Yeah, it's looking tough. Draw 4 with a pretty dominant first 2-0 attack, and now these first push, it's only been one fight, so I don't want a one fight Freddy, but it could look really, really tough. But it's 2 CP. All you need to do is get a good fight going, and you can snowball with ults. So especially with both teams having Brig, Rally, so good to continue that snowball. And you have Dupe, you have a lot of big hitting ultimates that are able to do that. So it's definitely not over by any means. You shouldn't be freaking out, but definitely showing Draw 4's dominance here. But showing, why they're so good. They're not gonna make it easy for you.
Yeah, I don't think this map is, at least this point, isn't over at all. I think Unpopular Demand, you need to farm a nano, you need to keep soft diving until you have nano, and then you need to set up and just try to blow up their backline before they're able to get Trance and Rally.
Yeah. That's what you want to do. The backlines from both teams are really, you're taking a look at both of them. Now one team has an Ana, one team has a Zen. Ana has peel with that nade and that sleep, but Zen gives you so much damage with the Discord, so you're given a little bit of a trade-off with both. But when you have a Winston, you kind of have to go Ana. The Brig Zen allows you to be able to go ball, with the ball needing less dependence on that main healer, being able to be so mobile for those health packs and such.
Yeah. And it looks like we're just going to go to a quick break here as Greeny gets their connection issues fixed up. So we will be right back with you shortly.
See you.
The BPL Winter Snowdown is supported by ExpressVPN. Get a discounted rate on the world's largest premium VPN service with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Head to expressvpn.com/BPL and help support our shows.
Welcome back. Prage connection issues are fixed. Hope
it wouldn't be a BPL match without any connection issues, even in the grand finals.
It doesn't matter where it is. That's why Solomon just needs to pay for everybody with the LAN up finals. I'm sure we can get on to that.
Hey, I played collegiate. I have a couple connections. Maybe someone gives me some cash. I can take you all to the BSU esports arena, but
But then we would have to go to Idaho, which is an
that
unfortunate experience.
That usually puts people
Don't
off.
know if we do. Yeah, but hey, we can land up in LA. We got plenty of PC bangs here, plenty of PC cafes you can slide through. I played in a very nice one in K-Town when I moved out here before I got my PC set up. Scripted a couple times from there. It can be done. But going into this, leading off, Unpopular Demand's trying to get this nano going. Draw 4 is trying to get early to this rally so they can be able to counteract that nano engage. So we'll see where we're going in here.
Yeah, and it looks like Pio is going to get subbed in for Greeny here just for connection issues.
All right, yeah, so they'll be starting off. They get the
BPL code.
Oh, the alt charge. Pog champion.
Cool. They look a little lost, but they have the spirit.
Yeah, spinning it around. They got dropped into this world and they don't know where they are. Now this engage is really, really far from Thomas, out of the LOS of the healers, but able to get away cleanly. Now the backline is getting dove so hard. Titan survives, has the nano here. We were talking about taking a little bit longer, but in 2 seconds gets the rest of the 50. Here comes the nano engage. The flail is really, really good from Pufa. Now they're kiting this extremely well, but now they're out of the fight. Thomas is just chasing. He doesn't get the primal off. He doesn't primal. Oh, that maybe you're maybe making ping excuses. There's maybe some Johns coming out. Ping. That lands on land, but that's so well kited by the draw 4 support line to not die. But you still think on Unpopular Demand, when you force them out of the fight, you maybe go, okay, that's enough. We've done our job. Let's go get point control. I think it's a little bit over commitment by Thomas, especially dying without that primal. But
yeah, draw 4 there, having really good positioning to kite. Thomas going to come out with the primal, but not going to get that much. He's going to die for it, and he's, I guess, going to force out both support ults. But, Unpopular Demand, you're down 3 now. You got to back up.
Yeah, obviously, like, if you're going to lose a fight, forcing out both support ults is great. But they still have both tank ults and pulse coming in here, so it's not like it's easy. Now, KYA is going to be coming in here. Titan switching to the Zen, which makes you think Thomas is going to go to the ball. Yes, there it comes as well. So a little bit of a compositional switch, and it's got to hurt from Popular Demand, because that nano engage is, you have to win that fight if you're playing that team comp, and they don't. So now they're really, really hurting. Strato helping the support line be able to get set up to the left. Crossing here. I will see Lily with this pulse, see if they're able to get anything done here. Looking for a flank. Now setting up. Here comes the B-ball man. They gauge the nano, the flux. Oh, I think that's going to be painful. They get crunched. Going that left room against Ball and Sigma seems like really, really tough, but do they have any other choice? I feel like they have to go that way.
I mean, not really. Unpopular Demand, they swap comps when there's a minute and a half left. You have no ults, so can't really go anywhere else, and they just get walked at by the really good combo of Flux Mines. But Reborn here has to coach gun out so they don't die.
Yeah, now this bomb from Strato, well, that's a sticky bombs there, catches the Brig, and it catches the Ashe. The Pulse catches Titan though, and with Pio going down to the Bob, this is really starting to get strappy. Now the ball, Thomas gets stuck into the corner. They have to back out. Strato's gonna get touched, be able to have Bomb to live. Bomb doesn't really go up in the air like they would have wanted. Now this Brig cannot die on the side of Popular Demand, or they're going to die. 1 HP, finished off. Now Titan's back on the Lucio, but I don't think that's gonna be enough heals to be able to pull out the rest of this fight.
Yeah, I think this fight is just slowly going into the favor of draw 4 B-Ball Man, coming up on the minefield really soon, but you don't even need it. Unpopular Demand just falling over as Thomas is the last one, and draw 4 gonna go up 2-0.
Doc hits him with the well played, and honestly, it was, and it comes back to a couple things. Hard swamping your comp with only a minute 30 left can't feel great. Losing the nano engage fight can't feel great, and obviously losing your player and having to swap to completely different ones gotta mess with a little bit of the morale. But Popular Demand had a good showing on the first map, but that's gotta hurt on Anubis. Getting first point held, it's gonna be hard to come back from this. But they're going to a completely different map type, and Escort doesn't play like 2CP at all, so they get map pick again. So they picked Anubis. They were confident on it, 4-1. But there, it looked rough. It looked like the coordination between the DPS and the tanks wasn't quite there, and they weren't really able to finish off kills. And the tempo from that ball comp was really, really good on the defense. They were able to engage extremely well, and supports couldn't really do anything on the side of Unpopular Demand. They were constantly looking around.
Yeah, the highlight for me really on that defense right there is Draw 4 being able to have the foresight and the knowledge to be able to know that Unpopular Demand is closing on Nano. Hey, we need to set up, we need to get ready to kite this Nano. And, you know, once the Nano goes on to Thomas, it just gets nothing. He gets no value and he dies for it, in fact. And once that happens, I think the map just slowly starts going in favor of Draw 4.
Yeah, that's when, if you're on the side of Unpopular Demand, you're starting to get really nervous when you lose that Nano fight engage. And I'm not sure why Thomas didn't primal. Maybe it's just a late reaction, or thought the fight was already lost. But let's see what the map. We don't have the map quite yet. We're taking a look at the team. Spirits are high for Draw 4, and Unpopular Demand. Thomas has another
Thomas
prop.
casting a spell. I'm not sure if that's allowed in the rules. I haven't looked at them in a little bit, but
yeah, I might have to.
We might have to check up on this.
All 45 pages of Toxic's rulebook. You know, maybe Control F to type in magic, see if there's any rules against that.
No witchcraft, no wizardry.
No witchcraft. Now we've got Baby Yoda.
I want to read what Stratocaster has.
Bakura is the BPL Orisa goat with a bunch of
That's
goat
just
emojis.
not true when I'm in this game casting and I'm not the Orisa goat.
No, it's a Bakura.
No, it should be me.
You saying it should be you?
I am. I'll win the finals on Orisa. Watch me.
You'll win the finals on Orisa?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. If you win finals,
okay.
Stratocaster has to rescind his remark and has to tweet out.
How many followers does he have on Twitter? We can just tell him.
You about to
give me a shout out. Well, no. I have 0 followers, but we'll just tell him to, give me a shout out. Tell people that I'm the best Orisa. But looks like map 3 gonna be a King's Row. Once again, following the exact trend that we've seen in the past couple weeks. But
I think I'm stuck in a loop.
Yeah, there's no escape.
I'm never allowed to not watch and cast these exact same maps. It is quite tragic.
I mean, casting the same maps over and over again has made us quite familiar with them, and hopefully it's made these teams quite familiar with them as well. Kind of interesting, choosing these maps that you've seen other teams play over and over again. Maybe you think it'd be almost better to pick a map that a team hasn't really picked or played before. If you pick something else, like maybe a Hollywood or maybe a Numbani, then maybe you catch Draw 4 off a little bit.
But I think on the side of Unpopular Demand, when you're down 2-0, you're scared to take risks. You want to go with something comfortable, which could be good. Going something comfortable, you could play it well, or it could show that the nerves are getting to you. But looking at their team comp, at least with Thomas, looks like he has 0 nerves going on. 0 nerves.
Yeah, there's
head
other
empty,
things.
just spin. But
maybe we need to see him on the wrecking ball. He has the spirit.
That DM saying that I shouldn't put it against them. I'm looking pretty good. All you guys trying to be trendy by picking the underdog. I'm looking pretty good. Luckily,
I mean, I think if you're on Popular Demand here, it's now or never. If you're gonna win this grand finals and hit I guess it wouldn't be a reverse sweep, but if you want momentum to go back in your favor and to maybe win this, you need to win this King's Row, I think.
Also, my brain shut down for a second. I forgot it's first to 4, so this isn't ride or die right now. They do have a couple more chances to be able to go to.
They have a couple more chances, but I think once you go down 3-0, it's maybe just a little too late to get that momentum back. Maybe you pull out the miracle run and reverse sweep, but it's really hard to get that motivation back.
Was it Shanghai that did that to Seoul Dynasty? The first the first time, that was one of my favorite Overwatch League matches I've ever watched. I remember watching that and just being like, whoa, this Shanghai team is legit. And, you know, if Unpopular Demand could do that, great, you know. Nicho's disconnected from Lottie.
Coming out.
Oh my goodness, unlucky. This just further starts. Maybe we can start a sub goal or a donate goal that is just BPL Grand Finals at LAN. You know,
all of these people making fun that I live in Boise, but somehow I have a way more stable connection than any of these other players. You don't see me dropping at all in any of my matches.
The electricity powered by the compressing of a potato are really keeping the lights on. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember one time. Oh no, that might have been a pickle. I remember seeing a science experiment when I was like in elementary school. Turned a light on.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that with potatoes.
Is it with the potatoes?
I've seen it with potatoes.
My theory could be correct. Idaho could be powered by that, simply. So, just waiting on that. Maybe we might have to get another sub. Back to the cams.
Yeah, draw 4, maybe gonna have to... Well, both teams gonna dig deep into the barrel looking for some share, maybe.
Actually shaving. I think, yeah. They have shaving.
Do they have a mirror? Or are they using their...
Okay. Also, how are you rubbing the razor against your face that aggressively? You're gonna get burns and cuts.
Yeah.
That is aggressive. And Poofa just chilling with the stuffed animal. Just, is that a bird or a carrot? Can't really tell. Shadowcaster got a little too hot. Had to take it off.
Oh, cat.
Kitty. Yeah, why don't you let the cats in? Why'd you kick the cats out of your room again?
Because they like to crawl on the desk and stuff. I can't have that while I'm
And what's
casting.
wrong with that? What's wrong with I'm sure the stream would enjoy seeing the cat.
Yeah, maybe, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I'm trying to corral them off of my desk every 5 seconds.
I haven't had a cat since I was a little kid, and I had a friend staying over. Cat jumped up in the middle of a ranked game and started pressing my keyboard. So I get maybe having to keep him out.
See, that's only one cat. I have 2 cats that I have to wrangle, but they're cute and they sleep up until I try to play a game or do something important, and then they're trying to crawl all over.
Yeah. Now we're still trying to get
Hypnotos going through the entire morning routine and now brushing their teeth as well. They're getting ready for school.
The real question is, if they hadn't done this until this time, they might have been crusty leading up to this time. What were they doing if they hadn't brushed their teeth? Really trying to ice.
When I come up for the BPL LAN meetup, you better take a shower, Cito. That's all I'm saying.
I will not shower for the entire weekend. If LA Gladiators have a homestand and BPL people are hanging out there, no showers allowed from me so that I can get truly into the mind of a gamer.
Yes.
So we're still waiting on Nichos. Coming into this, we know it's Kings Row. Teams are gonna run the Rush mirrors. Now they both have shown that they like the Doom, so that might be a little bit of a different change.
Hypnotos is so violent with brushing your teeth. You're gonna hurt your gums. Kind of curious what they're gonna end up doing next. Maybe they're gonna gel their hair back a little, style it.
Oh, spit into a cup. Oh, it's a Titans cup. It's the Titans Come and Go cup.
I do not like that franchise. That is perfectly fine with me. Spit in that cup all you want.
You don't like Come and Go?
I don't like the Titans. They're just bad.
Nah. It was so sad to see that team.
It's been 2 minutes, man. You only need 2 minutes twice a day.
Yeah, it really making sure the gums are bleeding. Now Bebo, man, working out some more muscles. I thought it was a factory.
Crank out another set.
Playing in a garage.
And I respect the setup. I would definitely have a setup right
Home
next
gym
to
would be very,
bench.
very nice.
Yeah. Majestic moving over from the phone messages, going to the sticky notes instead.
Kids these days, they don't even know how to write anymore. Gotta use their phones. Sad.
Thomas play Wonderwall. They're surely in a Discord call with each other. Surely they can just communicate that way.
Also, from what I've seen with Thomas's fake guitar playing, I don't think it would be very well. Now, I can indeed play Wonderwall. I was forced to play it when I was in college for a little bit of a hazing. I had to take my guitar with me all day. I had to walk around campus with my guitar and I had to play Wonderwall anytime someone from my floor wanted me to. So I got a lot of practice.
I would make fun of you so much. I would make so much fun of you.
Because no one knew that I was being forced to do that. I just looked like a kid carrying my guitar around campus playing Wonderwall. No one knew it was like a hazing thing. Now Thomas is going over to the piano. Maybe he can play the guitar and he was just being dumb because he has a piano in his room.
He's just musical. Just has everything.
Just musical chairs. All right, we're seeing the maps. Does this mean we're gonna play some Overwatch?
I forgot almost that's what we were here for.
Yes, I thought we had turned into a just chatting. Solomon, can you switch us over to the just chatting section of the stream? But yeah, we're looking at Kings Row, futuristic UK. You know, looking pretty big.
You know, Kings Row, kind of the Rush Brawl Reinhardt composition map, and we kind of saw that a little bit on Lee Jang just for one of those maps there, but Draw 4 ended up winning that out, so Unpopular Demand has to be pretty confident here in, you know, taking their previous Brawl v Brawl and thinking that they can win it this time. So maybe they'll make some adjustments and start playing a little faster like I was saying they should do, and then hopefully they'll be able to pull it out and win.
Yeah, I had a feeling that Reborn was going to go with the Doom here.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a comfort pick. Lily going to probably just take a couple shots on that Widow, see if they can find anything, and then swap off. Reborn going with the Genji, you know, back to the Doom. Okay.
Back to the Doom, anything, much better
probably
swap.
Switch to a Cass, yes. So the Doom,
and if you're in Popular Demand
Cass,
here, the Hanzo, you really able to spam out this Doom. You just need to mark the Doom and hope that they don't get value here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Strato should be doing, taking that punch, because they get affected by it at least, but he's able to go in and get Majestic. Now Doc is really hamming up this ult charge on the Dragon, probably going to be able to get one for the recontest, but Thomas goes down, and that's just tragic. With the Mei and with all that, you shouldn't be able to just walk in on the team that easily, but they are, and they're going to have to give up the cap already, and Draw 4's on the hunt. They're looking for staggers. Let's see if they find any.
Yeah, Draw 4 is on the prowl here. They're looking for more kills. They are bloodthirsty like a lion that's been starving for weeks.
And here comes the fire strike through the window. Doesn't find anything. B-Ball Man dodges the wall, but Ichos loses it to gets demeched and dies. And so Reborn, without the D.Va, is really hard for him to get in on those engages. And now B-Ball Man looks like they're staying in a little too long. Reborn has the ult to be able to get out. Tries to get through because of the wall and able to get out. And now doing dumb little Doom tech things where he landed on the side of the buildings. So now it's stabilized. Popular Demand's in a really favorable position on the defenders holding this choke. They have the Dragon, they have the Mei ult. They start with window. Fire Strike finds nothing. B-Ball Man almost dies, but Draw 4 is just going to sit and wait that window out.
Draw 4, that last fight, going fast and wanting to play aggressively, but they didn't use anything to take that space when they kind of almost have to. B-Ball Man gonna flip this corner with his Cassidy with the high noon, but it's gonna get a mail in their face.
Yeah, B-Ball Man was looking for that shatter, but the Mei ult really split the entire team, and he's a little bit low. Now here comes the Dragon ult. It's very large. Catches Pufa on the Lucio. Now Reborn is looking for both this Hanzo and this Lucio over on the side. It's really split here. Strato's able to catch Reborn. Now Lily's on the flank here on the cast. Can anybody see her? To the right, they do Doc Spaxter. Here comes the duel here. This is one of the things we've been talking about. They call it a truce. They back off. The duel is now over, but now the three on Unpopular Demand are stuck in this corner. The Mei block is really big to dodge the shatter. Only catches the D.Va. The B coming in from Majestic is huge to keep the team alive. I don't think I've ever seen a full team fight in this corridor in Kings Row, and I think I know why, because it's very unfortunate, and Thomas gets picked.
Yeah, and kind of this whole time up in up until those last few seconds, Draw 4 had been pushing the cart. While it looked kind of even there at the start of that fight, Draw 4 just using the beat and the Doomel and, you know, once again, just playing more aggressively. If you're Unpopular Demand here, you need to be setting up angles to spam out this Doomfist. Your Cassidy needs to mark this Doomfist here, or Draw 4 is going to be able to keep walking at you.
And I think that's why Doc makes the swap off the Hanzo to it. Thomas gets disintegrated. Goodbye. Now Lily's here, already starting the tempo. This High Noon is probably going to be used to just force them back into the corner. Titan can't get away. Stratocaster tries to DM. Pio needs to try to live too. Just don't even peek. But oh, Nichos pushes up and catches that late kill. That's really, really big. They're going to be able to get this cart around the corner and into a really tough... Oh, actually, never mind. They stopped pushing the cart. But they're still going to be able to get it through this really tough part. And Unpopular Demand has to push out and they into this huge open area. Now coming here, here's the Shatter from B-Bomb. They start with the High Noon. Here comes the speed, breaks the shield. Now B-Bomb will have a pretty favorable Shatter, catches 3, but the mail from Pio is really, really big because it catches the follow-up. Makes it really, really hard to be able to follow that up. But even though the stops the follow-up, there's not really much from Unpopular Demand because they all get shattered. Reborn goes a little too deep. Pio catches him with the freeze, and now Nichos is extremely deep too. They catch Pio, but it doesn't seem like they're able to get out with their mech, and they're not able to.
Yeah, Unpopular Demand here. Gonna have the respawns, maybe able to stabilize. They have the window and the Diva Bomb if they have to, but Draw 4 is coming in really, really fast. Stratocaster has to use the bomb just to be able to stabilize. Now it's gonna be almost 6v6 again, and you know, both teams are gonna decide to back up, get their resources back, and go for next fight.
Yeah, the Lily being gone is really, really tough because that's just so much of your main chunk of your damage is losing. And that's a very big fight from Unpopular Demand to win because this third point King's Row is extremely holdable. It's 3 minutes, which seems like a long time, but the third points of these maps with the respawn advantage being so strong can really be tough. Titan's looking for this window, playing very, very far forward, don't want to get caught out, but trying to go first at the window. They window fire strike. It doesn't catch anything, but at least it builds some time. Almost catches the DMAC on Nichos. The headshot through the window is very big. But Draw 4 just waiting. Now here comes the speed High Noon. High Noon from Lily doesn't catch anything. The punch is really good, but it seems like the Titan to keep them alive. Titan!
Oh, Titan off the map!
Oh, off the map. That's really, really hard. They might not even get a recontest.
Yeah, Draw 4, the first couple maps, the Lily's kind of the show, but this last one, Reborn, has just been setting the tempo, setting the pace for Draw 4. If he's in, so is his team, and, you know, 2.5 minutes on that time bank. It looked kind of holdable there for Unpopular Demand, but then Reborn just going in.
Yeah, they started off first with that window, breaks shield, forces lamp, and then because there's no lamp, Reborn is able to use that ult really aggressively.
Knocks the Baptiste off the edge with the ult.
Just lifts him up just enough to knock him off the edge. Titan, that's gotta hurt because it wasn't like a Boop, it wasn't like a Lucio, it was nothing that he could really just standing a little bit too close to that, and unfortunately gets caught out. But 2 minutes 24 is obviously a good bit, but King's Row is a map that you can snowball extremely hard and have really high time banks. So let's see if Unpopular Demand Stratocaster wants the hog, calls out Nichos in the early chat to mirror the hog, but seems like Nichos is scared. Runs from the hog.
Nichos says otherwise. They go, maybe I just want to win instead. And Draw 4 committing to the Reborn Doomfist. I'm liking the Doom pick. They're going very, very fast and aggressive with it. I really, really like them playing at this tempo.
Now, Unpopular Demand, they weren't getting a whole lot from the Mei. It didn't seem like they were catching a lot out with the walls. So it looks like here they're opting for the Cass Hanzo, which is extremely high poke, high damage, but not as much of the util as maybe a Sim or a Rush. So might just be I know Doc's super comfortable on the Hanzo. It's a comfort pick for Pio. Everybody in DPS, if you have a brain, you can play Cass. But as I say that, Reborn right click kills Pio, starts off the fight. It seems like he's just getting away with way too much, but you know, getting away but playing well kind of go hand in hand.
The Pio swapping over to Widow really quick, maybe trying to get a pot shot out of spawn, see if they can catch anyone out of position, but Doc just gonna get punched and fall right over.
Yeah, Doc
Pio.
tries to catch a slight angle to the left, and just Reborn sniffs that out and just punches on him. Thomas tries to charge across, but hey, gets the D-Mech. Pio, playing Mystery Heroes, lands on Junk and gets a kill on it, so I think that's what he's gonna stay with. The Doom Punch comes in. This window is so big. Dude, Junk does so much damage on this. Now here comes the off angle. He puts down a trap to be able to save himself, and the boot back against Lily. Lily's 7 HP. Can they keep Doc alive? He's so low. They keep him alive. But Thomas goes down. Here comes Reborn with the Doom. Punches in, be able to use a little bit out. But all that going on, Unpopular Demand backs out even after going up 2-0 with both picks. They're up 6-4, but Draw 4 soaks up the damage and recontests really well.
Yeah, Reborn kind of quiet that fight compared to the last ones, but he draws so much attention on him. They contest the Baptiste, the Hanzo, and the D.Va.
That dragon is huge, forcing them all back and forces land. Now here comes the window. Doc catches that, and the shatter is free from Thomas, but Thomas is dead. This isn't one yet. The beat comes out to zone and the bomb. Bomb catches Poofa, and they have the beat, but Reborn's still alive, so it means it's turnable, but it seems like this. And the Doom ult, the Junk ult, definitely overkill. Unpopular Demand used a lot of ults, but they were really nervous about this recontest, so you'll take the win.
Yeah, Pio
made it a little more expensive.
Kinda using the Junkrat tire a little late. You almost wish you still had that for this next fight, but Junkrat kinda working. You can trap the Doomfist and spam them out a little bit. But
Lily first with the High Noon
sees
again.
that Unpopular Demand a little out of position, pushed up too far, decides to High Noon, puts in a ton of damage to them. It's just clicking heads.
Done. Whoever's shot calling from Draw 4 deserves a raise. They are going first so well here, and just Unpopular Demand doesn't back up well at all from that High Noon. They get shoved in the corner. High Noon breaks the shield, then it comes the bomb, and they stun before it even goes well. Very good synergy from Draw 4 here. Pio's here on this time. The trap is big, it catches them in the dragon, but the lamp and the beat is enough, doing so much damage here on this. You're looking at Nichos to try to be able to kite that. Now Reborn with the ult, almost catches Majesty. I'm so low, but it gets out. Nichos loses mech. Now they should be able to push through this with the mech being down. Pio and Doc do so much damage, so they're waiting out the window, and now here's the go. They push in. Thomas looking for those big swing, coming up on the shatter. Lamp comes out. Lamp gets destroyed, and now just too much damage. Please save your shatter. He does. Okay, good. I was really scared. D.Va.
The Hanzo cast wasn't really working at first, so now they've been playing this Junkrat. The Junkrat, almost the spam that you need. The Hanzo cast, the idea was there, but the execution was not. But with this Junkrat, they're gonna be setting up for a flank tire. Maybe this is the tempo Unpopular Demand has been looking for. They could tire early when Draw 4 at least expects it here.
Yeah, and that tire comes out right as your team pushes in, which just makes it so hard to stop the tire. Now he's got to go. Here comes the tire. Gets lamp, gets Cass, and the lamp. A bunch of damage done. This really should be it. They're all stuffed in the corner. They have shatter. They have bomb. The counter charge from Thomas is really big. Stops the touch and is able to kill B-Bomb, man. Lily with the death slam. All the letters coming out. I love accidentally walking out of immortality. It happens to all of us. You got to be upset from it, but even if Lily doesn't get caught there, that tire hits everyone. So yes, the lamp saves them, but they're all HP. Unpopular Demand had a bunch of ults.
Reborn getting off the Doomfist, trying to mirror the Junkrat. He just
ego swaps the
Junkrat.
He saw the Junk. He's like, yeah, you're getting. I can be more silly. And you can see that, but Lily just overextends just slightly. Majestic with that poke is able to kill it. Now the Dragon 2 catches Reborn, and that's so big. Well played by Unpopular Demand. They get the pick on Lily, and that's their go ticket. Now the Draw 4 is not giving this up. They bomb, and that seems like an overinvestment. Now they're really gonna get staggered, and they're probably not even touch. They had time to get out of that fight, but they chose not to, and they chose to invest ults, and Reborn's gonna get staggered too. Oh my goodness, Draw 4 is falling apart. The boop too. That was really not well played by Draw 4. The pick on Lily, not necessarily her, it happens, but to to stay in that fight and invest ults instead of just dying on cart and resetting or getting out seemed to have been a really bad choice by Draw 4.
Yeah, Unpopular Demand here. 13 seconds extra on the time bank, doing exactly what you were saying at the start of their attack, where, you know, sometimes it looks like the time bank is not in your favor and it's a little daunting and you won't be able to match them, but they prove you right, and you know, they push it forward and get more time.
I don't know about you, but if you're the team that's attacking second, even though they have pretty much the same time bank, if you're on Popular Demand, you feel like you have the upper hand because you've done it more recently. It's a really interesting, like, psychologically, because you would think, oh, this has been even game, you know, 0-0, but momentum-wise, Unpopular Demand has to feel like they have it. Pio on that junk was a really good adaptation against Reborn, because yeah, you can get Reborn to land in the trap, but I feel like the biggest thing is that junk bounces you around so much on the Doom. It's really hard to, like, land where you want to go. Those mines are booping you all over the place. Your rollouts are getting messed up, and it's really easy, a lot easier to get caught out. And against in these B League games, junk does so much because it punishes slow engages. It punishes being indecisive, and Draw 4 was very indecisive, especially on that point. But hey, they capped at 2 minutes. They know their stuff. Let's see how this attack goes.
Pio gets the early pick on Lily. That Junkrat spam really coming into play. Reborn though, he evens it back out.
And Titan catch as well. They get the first kill, but on this map geometry on King's Row, the tank line from Unpopular Demand is playing so far away from any. They're just playing in the middle of the point, which is really, really tough. You got to be hugging that hotel wall, and they were just playing completely in the open. So even though Pio got that skill shot to get the first kill, the poor positioning from Popular Demand and the immediate answer back from Reborn wins the fight.
If you're looking at this next fight from Unpopular Demand's perspective, you're coming up on Tire. Draw 4 only has a minute left. Maybe you just play for Tire and then use it in OT to clutch out the point.
Doc gets Nichos before he can but Lily immediately answers back against the kill on Doc. So it's 5v5. Nichos coming back. Pio going the long way around with this Tire, really just making them get super scared. They're trying to find it. Here comes the flank. Oh, very good lamp from Hypnosis, but it doesn't matter. They're 1 HP when they come out, so Titan's able to find the kill. Now both tanks coming up here on Shatter. Thomas getting so low and just falls to the overall pressure from Draw 4.
Yeah, Draw 4's Baptiste dies to the Tire, followed up by Titan there, but Draw 4 just doesn't care. They just keep going forward with Reborn's Doomfist. Kind of the highlight of this map, but you know, going into this next fight, Unpopular Demand, you have your tank ults, you have your support ults soon. Draw 4, not as much, so this is the fight to win.
Yeah, you have to be looking at Thomas with the Shatter. They're coming up on Bomb Shatter. Here comes the bomb. Does the Shatter follow? It boops around, but it boops Lily into almost a better position. Titan with the 2k, Thomas with a really good Shatter. Now, here's they get the kill. They're going to be able to stagger this Diva unless they accidentally just kill her. Majestic hits the what am I doing? It's not the worst if you're on Popular Demand, because you stop them before that second point. But I would say it's up in the air. I don't think that push was decisive enough to say that Draw 4 definitely in the driver's seat here.
But yeah, I think it's difficult, but you know, it's doable. And Unpopular Demand, I think if you're them, you need to win this first point really, really fast and then carry over your ultimates into the next couple of fights, and maybe you can win this map.
Yeah, the DPS from both teams have been trading back and forth, and the support lines have been doing their best to deal with these DPS, but honestly, as impressive as Reborn's Doom has been, it seems like the positioning from Draw 4's tanks has just been a little bit better than Unpopular Demand at times. I go back to it, but that positioning from the tanks on first point by Unpopular Demand lost them the fight. Even with the extra pick
especially even after getting that pick, they're kind of caught out in open space sometimes, which is kind of baiting the rest of their team into it too, which is letting Reborn get so much value, and then B-Ball Man can just swing on them for free. So
if you're grouped up, it's way harder for Reborn to get those right click almost free kills. He shouldn't be able to do that, but he's able to now. Unpopular Demand opting for this Hanzo junk, which has granted them a lot of success that they found on this point. Is going into this first fight. Let's see, you can see looking for Reborn. It doesn't matter if
they're just playing so fast.
But Payo gets the immediate return, and obviously on the attackers, you have this way bigger spawn advantage, so you don't even need to push this that hard. You got the extra pick. Now you can slowly walk it in as Doc comes back from respawn, and now Hanzo is able to assist you from far away. Lily looking for picks here on the back line. Thomas is so low, they're gonna have to give up a little bit of space and get that healed up. Stratocaster almost gets demeched as well. Oh my goodness, both the tanks from Unpopular Demand taking so much poke, but that leads to Titan getting a window so much faster than Hypnosis. And they flip positions. Unpopular Demand is now defending. Draw 4 is attacking, and this high noon from Lily might be what you need. It catches Majesty. This is really big. Pio on the flank gets away with 1 HP, and that trap is so huge. It catches Nichos. They still catch Pio, but this is any person's game right now. Again, Unpopular Demand taking that super favorable defensive position. Can this window close it out? I don't know.
Yeah, both teams are even here. Pufa almost having the beat. Maybe they can win the fight with this. Both teams having their reinforcements come back. Doc maybe almost about to fall. Titan falls, you know.
See,
Unpopular Demand really close, but Draw 4 manages to just wedge it out in the last second, and it's last fight.
Flipping the map is great, but that means the respawns. Can they get the kill on Reborn? No, they can't get the kill on Reborn. He gets the D-Mech. And he gets the D-Mech. This is not looking good.
That's just a statement.
Has a lot of ults, but they have 30 seconds left and no D-Mech.
And you can't overult in this fight. If you overult this fight just to cap, you're not going to have enough during the streets phase.
The tire gets killed by Diva Bomb. That's so big. Now here comes the Shatter. It hits nobody, but the pin, it catches Lucio. The counter punch from Reborn stops the charge, but it still does the damage. Titan's trying to jump away. Very, very scared here. He has the window, but oh no, it looks like a little bit of spaghetti is falling on the floor from Unpopular Demand. Shadowcatcher catches Reborn, but Doc gets Nichos, but no one can touch here. Oh, Thomas barely gets the touch here, and Doc is alive. They can turn this. Someone touch. Oh my goodness, the C9 almost coming through. The respawn starting to come. Pio on the Tracer here. Here comes the window. A little bit of an interesting position, but it's the perfect spot for Pio on the Tracer to be able to just laser down the Rhine. And they turn this fight. It looked like it was completely dead. Popular Demand, but somehow they clutch it.
Yeah, Thomas and Pio right there somehow juggling the point between the two of them and getting the frags and the kills that they needed to be able to win that fight. But you're not going to have ults into this next point, and you have to get it almost all the way to second.
Yeah, and in this overtime, you get no extra time for capping. If I'm draw 4, I'm seeing them switch comps, and I'm running at them right now. But it seems like they're going to take a little bit of the smarter decision, maybe, and they're going to play this really, really good spot on King's Row second with this tight choke that they have to funnel through. Let's see what Lily can do with this High Noon and B-Ball Man coming up with the Shatter. I'm guessing they're going to go first with the High Noon, get shields, and then have an easy Shatter. Here comes the High Noon.
Yeah, they'd like to speed High Noon a lot.
Here comes the Dragon. That Dragon is really, really big. It forces Lamp, but the Shatter, it hits 6 from B-Ball Man. Can they live through it? No, they can't. I think that Shatter hit everybody. That's a pair of Crocs in the mail for B-Ball Man. Holy, that is clutch from him. The High Noon comes out, and Doc answers really, really well with that Dragon to force Lily to cancel the High Noon and forces Lamp out, but it doesn't matter, like you said, because Thomas had to switch to the ball. He has no ult charge coming into second on the Rhine. B-Ball Man just puts him on his back.
Yeah, a big Shatter at the end of the map there just to leave a closing statement as they're going to head into map 4. But, you know, Unpopular Demand, at some point in time, they had a chance to win that. They had reinforcements coming back. They had good space for their Junkrat Hanzo, but Draw 4 able to make them work for the first point a little too much, so that way Unpopular Demand didn't have that much momentum going back into second.
Yeah, they swapping to the Tracer, swapping to the ball, all those comps, those characters. Obviously, you're gonna do it because it gave you the cap. You have to, but you have nothing going into second, pushing into high noon shatter, into that choke, which is miserable to push into as the rush v rush, especially when you have no ults to be able to push through. If you have that window or if you have that beat to be able to push you through that choke, that's great, but they didn't have any of that, and it would have taken some pretty big heroics from somebody on Unpopular Demand to fight, and unfortunately came out from the side of draw 4. That shatter, that's exactly what you dream for. We're both main tank players. That is what you dream about.
Yeah,
hitting the big shatter to clutch out the map.
Big shatter to close out the map. You have to be hype if you're draw 4, but you know, we're gonna go to a quick break. Once we come back though, Unpopular Demand, you need to hit this reverse sweep or it's the end of the line, your tournament's over. So
yeah,
we'll see if they can do that right after the break.
The BPL Winter Snowdown is supported by the new BPL merch store. Get your hands on our Season 2 collection, which features custom designs on t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more. And stay tuned for our expansion, where we'll add all of the Season 2 and Season 3 team logos to even more merch. Check it out today by using !merch in chat or at bpl-merch.solomon.com.
Yo, hi, we're back. These first 4 matches take quite a while. If you're a little sick of Overwatch, which we definitely understand, we have some opportunities for you because we have 2 tournaments actually that are coming up. We just announced today our newest Valorant event, the Victory Valorant Invitational, running February 25th through 27th, which is next weekend. And it's a draft tourney run by Invictus and Tecugen after the success of the Mindhive Invitational and Vix Valorant Invitational earlier last year. Well, that's a lot of abbreviations. Well, we'll stream the group and brackets here on BPL. And if you'd like to get involved with some community Valorant, check the announcement channel or sign up at val.solomon.gg. VAL for Valorant. And we also have... if you don't like Valorant that much, but you still want to play some Riot games, we also have a League of Legends tournament coming up. Wow, I love League. It's a great game. It's the Dogs Inter-Season League Fight. Well, I wonder what that abbreviates to, but that's going to happen very soon. We actually have our captains and teams already set up, but player signups are still open. I don't actually know where we have the links for that. Maybe we'll put it up on the side on the announcements later. I think there's still like an announcement to be made for that, so keep an eye out on that. The draft for that is on Monday, so very soon. So if you're thinking about that, don't hesitate too much and you can sign up for that. But yeah, let's get back into this match. I'm back here with Megalas on the desk. Our Preds are a little bit boomed right now, Megalas.
What do you mean? I preded 4-0 draw 4 the entire time.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty.
I heard you're selling your stock right now.
That's it. You guys were trying to get draw 4. I said it. They're they looked like the better team, and I wasn't just gonna try to farm clout from the people who love the underdog.
Honestly, I'm still huffing.
Calling out all 3 of them.
I'm believing maybe we can see them come back. Because Megalas, let's talk a bit about the teams right now. Because draw 4, I mean, obviously Lily has been the star here, just constantly showing up on the kill feed. Rebound as well, fair to say, but they're both getting a lot of these crucial picks in these fights. If you're Unpopular Demand, do you even try to shut them down? I mean, they're getting all the resources from the team. Maybe you just ignore her or ignore them and try to take out the backline. I mean, what do you think they should do to maybe come back from this 0-3 right now?
Well, I mean, that's the really interesting thing. I feel as though Unpopular Demand's game plan is to shut down Lily. And that's why, if we think back to King's Row, you saw much less of an impact from Lily and more of an impact coming out from Reborn, simply because Draw 4 was instantly able to kind of make that adaptation to be like, okay, we know this is where their resources are going. Let's just negate any value they're getting and just pocket Reborn. And as we saw, that Doomfist was putting in absolute damage on that map. As for going forward, I wouldn't say you need to focus any specific player. I think it's more about the tempo. I think both Guac and QY Boy, they both kind of talked about it. Just the absolute speed that Draw 4 was playing at in that last map, as well as on Anubis. It's outpacing Unpopular Demand, so they can't ever do anything that they really want to. So I think that's your focus right now, is to talk about the tempo and seeing a way to reset it.
Yeah, and during this match, I had a look at the map history between these 2 teams, and I found something interesting because these first 2 map types we just had, which is 2 CPN control, definitely UPD's weakest maps. We're actually moving forward with Escort next, and that's actually one of their best map types. They only have 1 map loss on Rialto, but the other maps they've always won. And I believe Draw 4, those are actually the 2 maps that they lost in the past to Peep This. So maybe the start of a comeback? What do you think?
I mean, let's think about it this way, right? Say that because they, have this practice on Escort, they're able to get the map win here. Phenomenal, right? You are still looking down the barrel of 3 back-to-back maps that you have to win with your back against the wall, against the Draw 4 team that clearly came to win and clearly knows what they're doing. So, sure, you might take Escort, but I don't see it going any further than that.
Yeah, well, the teams are ready, so we're gonna throw it back here to Guac and C-Dub. Havana is gonna be the next map. Actually, the map, like I said, that's the map that Draw 4 lost in the past. So, maybe the start of something else, but could also be a quick throw. We'll find out. I'm gonna hand it over to our casters, and we'll be back after the match.
Yep, I truly am stuck in a never-ending loop. It is Havana. It's just the same maps again. I'm really starting to get this map. This point, like you said, this comp this will obviously lead to maybe just another rush mirror. It's probably what I would expect.
Yeah, I'm a little interested in why Unpopular Demand has chosen this map. You know, both sides on this map usually leaning into a rush composition, but you know, Unpopular Demand lost the mirror last map, so it looks like they're not going to look to change up anything. They are going to go back to the Mei Hanzo over the Junkrat, so maybe they can win when Draw 4 doesn't have the Doomfist.
Yeah, obviously Doomfist is going to have a lot harder of a time. It's not like King's Row where it has all these high post up on for these engages, and so it makes sense that they're not going to opt for that. Wow, here comes the spawn camp. Who would have guessed? It's crazy. No one sees it coming. Here comes the spawn camp from Unpopular Demand. This Mei will be really, really good against this. And the Hog, which is interesting. Just try and maybe go for an early pick and then swap, and that's what it seems like it's coming out here. The both Hanzos checking each other on this right side, but no damage coming out. The lamp being forced by Draw 4, but like we said, maybe Doom not being great here. Reborn still goes for the Doom and is just hunting Doc down, but Doc able to hit the shot, but not charged up high enough to get the kill. But hey, this is a pretty good stall. That's exactly what you want. Pio maybe gonna stagger himself, which is not what you want to do, but hey, that's not the worst of spawn camps.
Yeah, Reborn coming out on the Hanzo for the flank there to maybe break the spawn hold. This just goes back to old reliable and pulls out the Doomfist again. This fight though, Baptiste is going to use his ult kind of early on Draw 4's side.
Yeah, so interesting. And also Popular Demand starting to make this swap to double shield for the back fight. Not really sure why they wanted for the contest. Maybe they only wanted to play rush for the spawn camp. But this means again they're pushing in with no tank ults and nothing pushed forward. They have the window here from Titan. I'm guessing they're going to be using this when they swing. Here comes the pull. The window is very far forward, but does the job. Forces Draw 4 to push back.
Yeah, I kind of like Unpopular Demand's comp swap here. Mail going to come out from Pio. You know, they get a kill and then they trade it out, but it doesn't matter. The Mail is too good. I really like this double shield swap here. I think it's a little weird to swap back to it on your recontest, but you know, it can maybe work if you get the right angles here, and you're gonna force Draw 4 to mirror it with their double shield of their own.
And Pio's taking a very long time to the Ashe here late. Yeah, you have to look back at Draw 4 using that window so early being the catalyst that let Unpopular Demand back in this fight. Lily burning, taking a lot of poke here. Oh, Dragon from Doc is huge. Just trying to make sure that they be able to hold this. Now this is where the first point hold starts to get really scary if you're Draw 4. Losing the fight at the end of the first point, spawns are so long. How do you think they break this deadlock in this double shield mirror?
I mean, since you're Draw 4 and you swapped your comp kind of late, you're not going to have as much of an ult bank here, so I think going into this next fight, what you need to do is maybe force out a Bongo or Flux early, and then you need to kite it and push back in with your own ult.
Yeah, so they're going to be looking for this. Thomas has it. Pio having the duel with Reborn here. Really just taking the coach gun, not using anything, but gets the kill! Oh my goodness, while that's going on. The fight pursues elsewhere, but when you're down, your Echo and your Ashe is on a very aggressive flank. Probably going to get caught out here. That's a good kill by Pio, but staying on the flank was a little bit aggressive. But it seems like it's not going to affect the team fight. Unpopular Demand pushes up and wins it, and Draw 4 is having a really tough time dislodging this double shield defense from Unpopular Demand.
Draw 4 in a little bit desperation mode as they struggle to decide what heroes they want to play. Unpopular Demand, you have Rally, you have Flux. This is where I want to see you guys use your ults early. You need to flex early. They don't have a support ult, they don't have Lamp. B-Ball Man falls early in its last fight.
Yeah, and now here comes the Dragon from Doc, and now the Flux catches two, almost gets hit by the rock, but it seems like this rally is going to be enough. Stratocaster can just walk. The Echo is looking for ult, 91%. Nichos gets the Flux. It's pretty big. It might be able to turn it. It catches Doc. Now Pio's Reborn dupes the Sig, and they turn it. That is tragic from Unpopular Demand. You had the Flux, you had the rally, but Pio on Reborn on 5 HP gets that extra 9% to the dupe, and Nichos with a bigger Flux turns the fight.
Yeah, the Unpopular Demand is really, really close to winning that fight. Maybe they should have edged it out, but you know what? They're poking holes at draw 4. They're drawing blood. Draw 4. They've been rolling, but they're starting to look a little bit more mortal as they forced OT there. They can maybe hold out from this point and maybe win the map.
The Genji worked on Anubis, but it seems like a little bit of an ego pick from Lily coming out here. It's going to be hard to find value into this double shield as she gets forced out with the dynamite here. Now Hypnos is coming up on the trance here, but I don't think they're going to get it in time for this window or for this Bob. Great flail from Majestic to keep the ball from getting any of that damage here. Doc's got another dragon. He starts off the fight with it, catches Lily. Doc's really starting to come into his own. He heard us up and he got tired of it.
Yeah, Unpopular Demand here, getting another foothold and stopping progress on the cart. Draw 4, it's going to be a little difficult to push in here. You don't have much to work with. You're going to have your tank ults and Transcendence, but Unpopular Demand has Bongo and Window on that back high ground. They can just spam you down. It's going to be pretty difficult pushing into this next fight.
The only thing is Unpopular Demand is stacking this double shield. I would love to see them fan out a little, get control of both sides of this high ground, but it seems like it's too late for that to happen. They're going to choose to stack up. Here comes the Window and the Bongo that you spoke of. The Trance is probably going to be able to come out to stop one of those, but I don't think he can count both. Here comes the Mines, here comes the Dragon, here comes the Flux. It's a lot of ults, and Doc and Pio get kills here too. Pio's going to die, most likely the ball, yes, but that is 3 ults, and Unpopular Demand has Rally, but I don't think they're going to be able to touch.
Yeah, Minefield, Flux, and the Genji Blade, they're just a little too much to be able to stop. Unpopular Demand, I think you can maybe hold them on this third point if you lap your ultimates correctly. You've been making these fights pretty close. You just need a little bit more to edge it out.
Yeah, you gotta be upset if you're Unpopular Demand. Really good defenses, just losing out at the end of both first and second point. But you can't be thinking about that if you're them. You gotta be thinking about a minute and 30 left on this third point and best ways to use this. Now the Flux coming out here, and the Bongo, and the Window, and the Rally, so gotta see how they use these. Reborn goes first with the dupe, see what they answer with. This is interesting position by Thomas. He's getting caught out. The Window's here, but they just walk through it. It gets nothing. Now this Flux is coming up here. It can be really, really large from Strato, and the Trance gets forced. So now this Flux can be free if he needs to use it. I'm guessing he's gonna wait until the Trance is done and then look to pull it out. But they're still holding. They're giving up space, but they're not losing. They kill B-Ball Man, and now that's their ticket to be able to walk forward. Nacho gets pulled here. A huge hands gets a lot of health from that grass, but Doc kills the Zen, and that just means that draw 4 is gonna have to pull out of here. But Nichos is holding really far forward.
I think if he just lives for a second longer, he'll be safe. But Reborn swapping over to the Widow, maybe trying to get value, and Bevo trying to mirror the Orisa.
Yeah,
Unpopular Demand, it's last fight again. You have Flux, same setup as last time. You guys need to win this fight.
But Titan gets caught first, but they need the Flux and they need a Dragon. It is Unpopular Demand is going second again. Again, they're holding these fights. They're doing well, but they're just holding onto their ults for way too long. Stratocaster was holding on to Flux. In time for Doc to get 2 Dragons, I think it was, it still didn't use it. You gotta be able to use that quickly. I know you lost Titan, but that fight is still winnable with that Flux combination. Great deflect. Reborn Empire is going to get caught out.
1v1.
Yeah, it gets the kill, but has to immediately back out. That Window headshot. Oh, the tanks are losing.
Unpopular Demand, it's looking a little sketchy here. You only have your Break Sigma alive. They're just gonna get walked at here, and draw 4 is gonna flip this angle. But Pufa falls. That might be enough for Unpopular Demand to turn it back in their favor.
What a rock from Nichos.
They have Rally too.
They have Rally. They should be able to live through this. The ball gets pulled, doesn't get stunned, but still gets killed. I thought that rock from Nichos to cancel the high noon from Pio was enough, but They still clutch it out with the respawns, with the bongo, with the rally. But again, Unpopular Demand playing well, but just not clutching out the end of these fights, and it's really not been good for them.
Yeah,
they could have first point held, and luckily they stopped before capping the map, but they got pretty much as close as you can get.
I mean, these big ult fights when you're trading 3 for 3 and 4 for 4 ults, they're looking like really, really close. But if you're Unpopular Demand, you need to be winning those. Otherwise, you're ulting so much just for nothing, because Draw 4 is going to continue winning those fights and pushing the cart. I like the double shield. I think you should stay on the double shield, but you need to start going first.
Yeah, they're winning fights in the neutral, but it seems more from individual playmaking and not from their ultimate use being well. Do you go rush here to break the spawn and then swap double shield, or do you think you can break the spawn hold with the double shield to give you that extra boost on ultimates?
I think you can break it, but you have to get a little creative with it. You know, swapping to the Reinhardt maybe is a fine call. It's a little bit easier since you can contest the Mei and contest the other Reinhardt rather than just playing Orisa and getting your face beaten by a huge German man with a hammer, but...
Lily meowing in chat to try to distract from the fact that they are indeed going to spawn camp again. For the trillionth time in a row on Ivana, their spawn camp. A Popular Demand
Stratocaster going for the same
Pio
flank.
catches Lily right off the bat, and that's might be all that they need. Oh no, but the charge from B-Ball Man catches Pio. That's so tragic. Strato on the flank on this hog. Really not getting a whole lot done. Misses the hook. I know why you're going with the hog on the flank there, but it really probably would be better to be just stuck with your team on the D.Va, because they're just slowly losing here, and Thomas gets walled up and out. So even though Pio got the kill on Lily, they're not able to win this fight.
Yeah, I think they maybe tried taking notes from Draw 4's attack when they also went Roadhog, but, you know, maybe not the hero. Maybe help something that can help out your team a little bit more. It's a minute in, and Draw 4 is holding strong in the spawn hold.
Here comes the window out from Hypnosis, and it pushes them back with the wall. Comes it, the Shatter underneath catches 2, but the counter charges be able to hold off a lot of the pullback, but the Shatter's enough. Even though there wasn't kills initially when it went through, it was enough to be able to find the kills, because they looks like they stepped in front of Thomas's shield for just 2 seconds, and it was just enough.
Yeah, if you're Unpopular Demand and you're Majestic here, you have this rally. This is the fight to win if you're gonna win it. Such a strong ultimate. Mayfree is gonna be huge from Reborn, gets 3 frozen. The follow-up from Lily is gonna kill 2 as well.
The Thomas Shatter is big, but a lot of them were still frozen from Mei. Now Reborn is walking forward, gets the D-Mech here. Now there's trading back kills back and forth, but at this point the spawn camp has been more than enough here. And even though it looks like Unpopular Demand is finally gonna break this, that is so much more than you could have ever if you're spawn camping control. But the D.Va bomb's
a little questionable there, but you know what? You held for 2 minutes. Maybe you're just trying to inflict mental damage on Unpopular Demand. Who knows?
You're really trying to stretch your luck here.
Yeah, you're gonna be having quite the ult bank going to this next fight with 3 ults, but I think with that 2-minute hold, that's all you could wish for.
Yeah, Thomas gets caught off by that wall though, immediately out the back. The Mayo should catch the run. It does. The lamp is big, but it's still able to kill them through it. And they have rallied from the side of Majestic, keeping them just so tanky. So even though they're down the Rhine, everybody on the team turned into a Rhine with all that arm. And now Strato has this bomb. Looked like AFK'd for a second there. Has the bomb. There's no Rhine here, so this bomb could be huge. They're looking to see if they can be able to close this out. You need to not let Draw 4 set up here, and it looks like they're doing that well. That's a great job from it, but the High Noon from Lily could get something. It doesn't. It gets a lot of resources, but this might be exactly what you need. Pio gets frozen, gets traded out. He looked for the Rebecca. Oh! Just getting a little too greedy. Thomas almost comes down and dies, but this window from Titan is so huge, keeping Thomas the whole time. Nichos with going for the remake kill.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really matters in the grand scheme of things. A little ambitious.
That fight really, really close there, but Unpopular Demand able to edge it out with Titan's window. Draw 4 looking to maybe go over to more of a spam comp by swapping to Orisa Zen along with Reborn on the Hanzo, and Unpopular Demand decides to respond to it by swapping Stratocaster over to the Sigma.
Yeah, Thomas is staying for this Shatter, feeling like he can get a lot done with it, and then most likely going to swap to the Orisa. This is... But they catch Doc on the rotation. Thomas catches Lily, so they're even. Both DPS down. Now they're walking forward. Thomas is going to be looking for a Shatter, but it's really hard to find anything against this comp. Pio is so low, but the flail is huge for Majestic to keep it open. The Shatter walks forward. The Fortify from the Orisa stops them from Shattered, but I think he caught one in the back. Big stun coming out from Pio there. Doc catches Reborn. Lily catches Majestic, so this fight just continues to go on. Shadow catches Pufa, and this... Oh my goodness.
You need to get them off this high ground.
Yeah,
you have to get Draw 4 off
this
this high ground, or you're slowly just going to start getting poked out from it. You know, Unpopular Demand has a really good start of the fight, but since they don't go top, Draw 4 are just able to sit up there.
Yeah, they're trading kills back and forth. Said that Orisa up there, that team, that Tracer just does so much. It's easy to just want to push the cart, but give up 5-10 seconds of the cart push to go push them off high ground and then win the fight, much more valuable than that couple extra meters. But here comes the PP Tomas. I was just thinking that it had been too long since there had been a pause. I was just thinking. Yeah, they both go to the double shield. We knew that's probably what they wanted to do, but they were responding with the rush v rush because of the spawn camp. So now both of them starting to switch over. If Unpopular Demand, like we talked about, if they can just be a little bit quicker, the double shield looks better than Draw 4's.
Yeah, I think their double shield has been looking a little better. Draw 4, though, they are playing this Zenyatta, so when you're recontesting, you're going to be walking into a lot of damage instead of when you're walking into a break, like what Unpopular Demand has been running. So I'll be the thing to watch out for if you're Unpopular Demand walking into this next fight.
Yeah, that's what you got to be looking for. They got to be able to be meticulous with pushing off that high ground. They can go right side and they go, which means they get poked down less, but also they have less opportunity to poke down. So both teams are meeting in that tiny little doorway. So they're probably going to be opting for the left stairway to push up into that. But that long straightaway is so good for Window. It's so good for Hanzo. Both of these teams, I think it's probably going to come down to a pick to start off one of those fights to open it up. But Double Shield is very different in the way of rush, and it's obviously still tempo in the form of ults like you've been talking about, but a little bit more meticulous in the way that you have to work out the
you kind of have to
fortify.
Poke and prod. You can't just run it down like you can on rush. You have to find the weak spots, force out the lamp, force out the fortify, and then you can just in one thrust just spear them down. You have to remember that Unpopular Demand, they did hold on third point, so if they win this next fight and then one after that, it's looking like it could be winnable for them on this map.
Yeah, it's no OT on this map. It is being done on this attack. Either win or lose, map will be done.
No draws on Havana.
No draws on Havana, which with the spawn camping could have been a possibility. Draw 4 had a great spawn camp, but the end of the first point wasn't as successful for them. And now as we go back in, we are R. So this window from Draw 4 is probably going to be met with Titan's window here too, and Majestic Rally, like you said. So now they're going up left side. They don't spot the Tracer. A very early hands and a very early window. The Tracer goes into Pio catches Reborn. That's so huge. Now you just wait this window out. Don't die to the poke. And you still need to force them off high ground though, and it doesn't look like they're gonna go that. They're forcing point, which seems to be like the wrong decision here. Now Lily with this pulse, if they can land it on Majestic here, I think they do. They land the pulse, but the lamp is really big from Titan to keep them going. Now they're both still alive, both support ults from the side of Unpopular Demand. The Bongo coming from B-Ball Man here too. And this pathing from them is really tough. They need to get them off high ground because here they are again, getting just torn apart. Lamps to a slaughter here with the Bongo on the high ground.
Yeah, I think you take the early kill on Reborn, but then after that, you maybe drop and then push that right side on the stairs, so that way you need to fight for this high ground. It's 30 seconds left. Unpopular Demand, it has the ults, but so does Draw 4. This is going to be potentially last fight and the end of Unpopular Demand's run.
Yeah, and they're moving forward, and they don't have Break here yet. So it seems like it's the wrong decision. The dragon here from Reborn splits. Boom, that huge rock kills. And now the bomb is probably too far back to catch anything. It is, and they're still going low ground, but at least they've killed the Orisa on the high ground. Doc is getting hunted by the 2 DPS of Draw 4, but it seems like he's giving up the space and kiting it well enough to stay alive. They still spamming to see if it goes. They need to be able to kill this D.Va on the cart, but Pufa's out with no longer with the Transcendence, so they have to give up some space here. Stratocaster looking to push forward, really close to another Flux. Pretty sure they had one at the beginning of the fight. D.Va could get demeched here on the side of Nichos, and he does. That's a really, really big, and Doc catches the kill on Pufa. Reborn posted up on this high ground is really, really good, but can't seem to find the shot onto Doc, and now Doc's found him. Doc is marking him too. He's got to kind of kill, but he gets the kill on Doc. They're surrounding him. A really good job by Draw 4 to be able to surround them and get different angles on it. But with all the tanks on the point, I don't know if they'll be able to push them off. Lily's doing her best to stay here, blinking around, trying to find this BAP, but as a Tracer, you're never going to kill a BAP solo as a brick. Just gets packed.
It's a really, really slow fight there, and it takes everything in the tank for Unpopular Demand to finish that one out. Draw 4, only a couple of them died, but then they had to back up and give the high ground. So even though Unpopular Demand didn't take it themselves, they couldn't get shot from it. So
Lamp gets used, I'm guessing was a fat finger from Titan. That's not what you want to see. That's a long cooldown, not going to have it up. Reborn going with the Widow, obviously extremely good on this third point of Ana. But the Flux here doesn't catch anything other than Lamp and a bunch of health. The Bongo here from Draw 4 is big. Great bash on Lily as Doc finds the kill on the Hypnosis, and they're able to pull this through. But Reborn gets the kill onto Pio, and flanking here on the Widow, which is aggressive.
He has a battle cattle in his face. He can't do anything about it. And Unpopular Demand, they're almost going to cap Draw 4. You're going to have to recontest into this with not that much. Unpopular Demand, they can maybe just have their Orisa push the cart and use ults to hold space and win this fight out.
Here comes the Rally and the Window. Catch anything, but they're all here chilling with Rally. Doom comes in from Reborn, doesn't catch anything. Doc gets B-Ball Man. Majestic, Pio is posted up really far away with the Widow. No one can touch him. See if he can try to find these kills. Doc gets so low. Lily's pushing up. Doc dies to Nichos. That might be exactly what they need. Lily's 1 HP, gets killed by Pio. Reborn coming back on the Doom. Can he touch? The ball touches first. He'll be next right after. If you let him get a kill, it could be crazy. But Titan's going nuts. Gets 3 kills. Pio kills Reborn, and the ball's dead. And this might just be map for Unpopular Demand. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, Titan there right at the end, showing why so many Baptistes are known on Havana. He just kills 3 there. And, Unpopular Demand, it's 1-3 now. It's time to reverse sweep.
Thomas going crazy. Reverse sweepable, says Greeny in the chat. I really thought when Lily went deep for Doc there and found the kill that was going to be a catalyst to change it. But Titan gets 3 on the kill with the cleanup, and Pio so far away. There's no way that you can get to Pio. You have to use all 3 blinks and go up. So he's pretty much a non-factor. All you can do on Draw 4 is just hope that he doesn't hit shots, because you can't get to him that far away. And that honestly a good switch there, because he finds the kill on Lily. She was really, really low, but stopping that Tracer from that follow-up damage was big. Because if both DPS would have been up and the ball, that's a lot of stall with the Doom Tracer ball. That might have been enough to get Draw 4 back in the fight.
Yeah, and once you have your tanks just posted up on the cart and the brig there too, it's really hard to push into. You have to push into the brig that's just going to swing on you and keep proccing Inspire. So next map, gonna be Control. Looks like we're gonna go to Oasis. Draw 4 picking this one. First time that we've seen them pick a map in what feels like forever.
Yes, and we're going, you said back to Control, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, back to Control. So we'll see what they had. They had the upper hand. They won 2 rounds last time on Li Jiang, but that feels like that was a lifetime ago. 4 maps, just out of sight, out of mind. Unpopular Demand has to feel good because not only did they win the map, they clutched it. And in the time coming down on second point in OT, wins that, then pushes all the way through to win on third point, snowballing extremely well. So they got to feel confident going into this control.
Yeah, Unpopular Demand, you have the momentum going your way. You got to be happy with, getting a map. You got to have your motivation back, thinking maybe you can reverse sweep. But I'll be a little interested to see in what they play because they're looking pretty good on the double shield. But Oasis, maybe not the best map for it. So they need to show that they can play just as good on some other comps.
Yeah, Oasis can at points, like what's the one with the jump pack? Forget the names all the time.
Good question. I just play the game. I don't know.
I just play the game. The one with the jump packs, you can play Orisa based comps on that sometimes, or you can bunker on a point. But other than that,
it's definitely not traditional though.
No,
so
it's gonna be tough. I expect to see some ball comps, probably from Draw 4, B-Ball Man back on the role that his name is, and maybe some 6-man, maybe University. Obviously with Control, the benefit of it is the 3 different rounds usually lend comps or 3 different styles, so we'll probably get to see a good bit of variety from the 2 teams.
Yeah, even though Unpopular Demand played the double shield in that end of the last map, I don't know what to expect going into this one, to be honest. But Li Jiang kind of close last time, and what you're saying does feel like forever ago, and it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went very, very close. One of the points was 99 to 99, so we'll see what happens here.
We talked about it a little bit. Is there anything from the double shield, what they were doing correctly in the double shield, they can take into this control? Because like you said, we don't expect to see much control here, but that doesn't mean that they can't take things that they were doing correctly macro into this control map. What do you think they're doing differently there?
So they kind of did it well on their very, very first fight ever on Li Jiang, and it's the same principle of, trying to force a brawl. And at the end of that Havana map, once you have your Brig on the point, and at the end of when they capped second, they were doing the same thing of forcing a brawl. They're setting up this Brig to be able to inspire both of our tanks, and you have 2 tanks in your face. So going into this map, Unpopular Demand, if you're trying to lean into the double shield, or really any other comp, just try to force a brawl to where your tanks can get a lot of value, but also be healed at the same time. And play in spaces that you allow that to happen.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think of Brig as this character that sits in the back line with the Honor, the Zen, and keeps them alive, which part of what Brig does. But like you said, Brig can push the front line with the tanks and with the SIG super well. And that's how you max the value out of Brig. Oh my goodness,
Stratocaster showing his hard work paying off, as we were saying earlier.
Yeah, Lily is nowhere to be found. MIA, they might have to pull in somebody new. And we were talking about it. Has there been any subs other than Greeny in for Pio, and then Pio coming back in for the disconnect? Other than that, it's been the same 6 the whole time, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. The same 6. So, I mean, at this point in the series, I think it'd be a little difficult to swap in someone who's cold and hasn't been playing a couple maps. So I think even though the hero pools, maybe, I don't know their hero pools, but I think just keep what you have.
Yeah, I think you're right. Making any swaps would be unfair to the person being brought in, because these teams have been playing for 4 maps, and you would just be dropping someone in there. And as much 1v1s as you can possibly do in the warm arena, it's not going to get you ready to play into what the tempo is of an organized play. So Lily is back, so we're probably getting ready to be able to go in. here, and I'm excited. I'm glad it wasn't a 4-0. As much as I was gloating being right that draw 4 got the
See,
advantage,
now we're all wrong about our Preds.
No,
so.
I preded 4-2.
Actually, I do have a chance
4-2.
to still be right, so.
You said 4-3 in Popular Demand?
Yeah, I think I said 4-3, so.
Yeah, I said 4-2, so this is...
Giving yourself a little bit of a safety net. Ooh.
Yeah, I wrote in these maps from Popular Demand, so I think it's going to be this one, and then like these two right here are beginning Unpopular Demand, and then draw 4, wake up, say, all right, let's put this to bed, and they're going to win the map. And so I'm just really glad because Unpopular Demand fights, and Havana seemed like a turn. Like the start
for sure. King's Row, it looked a little sketchy at times, and so did Anubis. It looked like Draw 4 definitely had a better grasp on their game and with what they wanted to do. Unpopular Demand on Havana, though, definitely brought that back. So even if you lose here, you got to be happy you at least put up a pretty good fight on that last map. You're making them work for this.
So, you mentioned it. They're going to Oasis. Now, this is a map that we haven't seen has been broken. It's showing you that it is possible. Can indeed be a free thinker in BPL with your map picks. And
you just have to go to a map 5.
All it took was Oasis draw 4 losing to do it.
Yeah.
We never know. They might have had all these interesting map picks, but they just never chose maps because they never lost. So
yeah, maybe they don't know what they want to play. They didn't expect it to happen.
I was feeling as if we're meowing coming out on the side of draw 4, which is making me regret my cred when I see
Pio
that much meowing in chat.
On the Junkrat as well as Reborn. So last time we saw Pio on the Junkrat, he did quite well.
Yeah, although Reborn's been really, really good, it seemed like Pio just had a little bit of that advantage on it. Neither of them opting to go to the right room. They both meet main. So much poke coming in from this junk. Both tanks from the side of draw 4 and Unpopular Demand taking so much poke. The lamps coming out from both sides. Doc goes down though. That's so much damage. It's still turnable if Pio can find something on this junk. But it seems like the Lily chases down, sees Pio on the flank, and takes it into her own hands and shuts him up right there. That was really crazy because both teams are taking so much damage. Health chunks going down by massive amounts.
Yeah, Lily and Reborn, if you're looking at the old charts, they're kind of just diffing their counterparts. Pio only at 57 and Doc at 38% in their ult charge. They're going to have so much more ultimates to work with in this next fight.
The window coming first from draw 4, and Unpopular Demand opts to not fight it, to just give it up, and now they have their own window that they can swing with. Here comes out their window. The Fire Strike doesn't find anything. The wall from Lily to stop that window damage, which is very, very good. Reborn going on the underground, taking the tube over to find it, but they kite it really well. Pio
he kills it with the mine.
That was so close. Now, let's see if his Junkrat Tire can do a little bit more. Already getting poked down at 30 HP. Probably not going to get there. Ugh. The lamp forced, though, at least. Now, both people looking for Shatter. Thomas already has his. B-Ball Man's looking to build it up. Reborn's doing so much damage to Thomas on the flank here, and just not being checked very well by the Diva Stratocaster. Lily taking the TP into the backline. This is what we talked about. She did so well on Li Zhang. But Thomas gets put on his back real quick. But the beat, I think, was too much. So even though the shatter was massive from the side of B-Ball Man, a great beat from Majestic there to keep Unpopular Demand up. And they won the fight, and alt economy is looking pretty solid.
Yeah, a really long fight there, but Unpopular Demand is the one that wins it out. This is where we've been seeing them have issues, though. Draw 4 has to recontest Unpopular Demand. I want to see them go first, and they do at the window. That's really good.
They almost catch B-Ball Man. His shield went down to 50 HP almost. But they at least force him back, get some extra percentage here. Reborn with this tire is going to be looking to get something. Maybe they force the lamp with the bomb and then tire. But it looks like here comes the tire. Pushing through the lamp. It saves people, but only momentarily. Stratocaster with the bomb. It does a lot of damage. B-Ball Man is So is D.Va, so is Nichos. Nichos gets demeched, but Lily with the invisible beam, oh, it's now visible again, is just mowing people down, and just a sim with level 3 charge and no Rhine and nobody to check, just walks over people.
Yeah, the tire there from Reborn doing a pretty good job to force out the lamp and get Titan low enough to be able to have his team follow up with a kill. Pio gonna get one, but then trade it out pretty early on.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Doc coming close to this window, and Thomas is coming close to the shatter. Probably going to be looking for some sort of a jump. Doesn't look for it too. Catches the sim in 2. That's a very, very big. That's a well-placed shatter there. But the pin coming back all the way in. But he re-pins back. It doesn't matter. He gets the kill and stabilizes. That's a really good shatter to catch 2 there and wins them the fight.
Yeah, Thomas just flattens Poofa like an ant under someone's boot. Going into this next fight, draw 4. Gotta have a lot of ultimates, but if you're on Popular Demand, you have the tire, you have the beat. It's definitely winnable here.
Yeah, you're trying to force the window, the lamp with something else that this tire can be free, but they go with tire first. Oh, it's 3. I don't know if the lamp was gone or just wasn't put out in time, but Pio, that is massive. It sets them all the way back. It's 99 on the side of draw 4, so they're still feeling okay, but that is really big, and this is going to force us down to this final fight. Reborn's just respawning, and so Poofa's got to wait and be able to use that speed boost to catch them up. Now
Popular Demand only has support ults. Draw 4 has a lot more, but they do have point control. It's not going to matter. Draw 4 finds 3 kills very, very quickly. It's the last fight. You have to think Draw 4 is going to be taking this point.
Yeah, and they just let draw 4 walk all the way up to point. They don't contest them at any point with no positioning, with no ultimates there. They allow them to walk through. There is some stall still coming through, so it's not completely done. Here comes the ball, the slam coming through. They got to be looking for Lily or somebody a little bit more squishy. The lamp gets forced, so does Beat. The tire gets killed by Doc, but the Thomas going down, that makes you think this bomb has got to be ginormous. It catches the map! That might be what they need. Majestic is very, very low, but still Lily is full charge. Just free to just rain in this damage. Stratocaster gets demeched and gets finished off. And then here comes the Tracer, getting slowed down by these turrets. They're still touching. Here comes the ball, though the wall there to split them, but Thomas is immediately blown up. Doc is back in. It's unfortunate for this because it seems like Lily is much more comfortable on this sim than Doc, because however much impact he was having on, you're not seeing it on the sim as much, and I think that is due to sim being a much more team oriented, reliant DPS than the Hanzo. It seems like draw 4 understands how to play around the sim a lot better.
Yeah, Lily definitely having a really big impact. You know, she is, I'm imagining calling to the B-ball man there to just hold shield. I'm full beam, just keep me up. I can put out so much damage. Also, TPing into the backline during those mid fights has to be splitting so much attention from Unpopular Demand here. But both teams gonna look to go over to ball comps here. We haven't seen this as much, so maybe it'll even things out a little bit.
Yeah, the biggest difference being Pio on the Sombra and Reborn on the Soldier. The Soldier is much more, it feels like a comfort pick, and Sombra being a little bit more traditional. We gotta see, Pio's gotta be able to find it. Lily wins the Tracer duel right there. That is so massive. The damage on the team has to go down so much. Thomas is really committing hard to B-ball man, and they're peeling, and they catch B-ball man. That's a great heal from the side of Unpopular Demand. But Thomas is getting poked down. Reborn's gonna push forward to try to find this kill. That's a little bit of a disconnect from the rest of the team. Thomas moving forward, and it felt like Unpopular Demand just didn't want to go yet.
Yeah, B-ball man dying there, but it doesn't really matter when you have 5 other people peeling for you and the rest of your team is shooting them in the back.
Yeah, Pio also only at 18% to this EMP. Doesn't seem to be finding the value out of it here. Not really finding any hacks or kills. Now Lily already has Pulse Bomb here. Doc is really close too, itching down this D.Va. The D.Va's almost demeched here yet. Now they got to be pushing up. Thomas close to the mines as well. They're just stuck here though. It doesn't feel like they can move forward. Titan's gonna probably look for a trans rush. A 5 orb into Doc shuts down the push.
The Zenyatta on the side of draw 4 just quickly picks up 2. And with that, Unpopular Demand, they need to back up and reevaluate. It's 50% here. You know, if this is the fight to win, it's now or never.
Yeah, they really need to win this fight, or it's really dire. And again, only 55% to this EMP is tough. But looks like they got the hack on B-Ball, man. Almost getting the kill, but he gets away and is able to survive. Thomas getting poked out early, forced out, and now he's getting chased. This is a big duel, Doc taking it, but the Diva from Nichos comes over to give a little bit of assistance. Now with the Soldier here, that health pack makes that backline just even harder to dive here. Lily getting checked by the backline here. Good peel from Strato to keep him alive, but she's taking so much
She has
attention.
4 peeling for her.
But Poofa dead. That's great from the side of Unpopular Demand. They might be able to move forward, but they trade Thomas for it. And he has to translocate out. Pyo's already out. He's just coming up on the first EMP, and it's 89%.
Yeah, Lily really feeling her impact in that fight. It's just doing so much. Has 4 appealing for her at some point. This is going to be the last fight. Unpopular Demand will come in with the rally, but draw 4.
Draw 4 just gives up cap, and here comes the EMP. Does it hit anybody? It hit Soldier. That was it. At least they get the kill on him, so that works out well, but Thomas dies to mines here, and Lily sticks Pyo. This bomb has got to be ginormous from the side of Stratocaster, and I don't think it's going to be. It's just laid down. They do allow the remake, which is good. Majestic fighting for his life out here, and now it's Stratocaster just in the trenches with everybody around him. This is not looking good. It's 97%, so they have to treat this like OT, and they go to fight. Doc has the next touch. This Pulse could get it onto the break, but has to recall out. They allow the flip, but they still have a few more percentage. Great mechanics from the side of Lily to just one-clip Titan, and now just abusing the Mora. Does not let him get him. Doc does get the stick onto the Zen, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Pulsing in by Stratocaster. Stratocaster pushing in. They need to kill this break. They can't quite do it.
Yeah, draw 4 here is at 99%. Unpopular Demand living on a prayer right now. It's not looking like they're going to be able to clutch it out. And draw 4, the Goliath of today. They will stop David and be your BPL Winter Snowdown champions.
That is just so big. Draw 4 looked miles ahead on control. Unpopular Demand just seemed like they didn't have that connection on that Ball Diva comp, and they just edged out slightly on this University. Just great play. I'm glad that Unpopular Demand was able to get a map, make it a little bit more competitive, and the 4-1, although convincing, was not dominant. I feel like that's fair to say. Draw 4 convincingly, but King's Row was really close. So was Havana. Although this last map was kind of a little bit fell flat, Unpopular Demand still can feel some sort of pride holding on to the map, and also some competitiveness.
The scoreline's 4-1, and Unpopular Demand got a little close on a couple of those maps, but they will unfortunately lose. But hey, you got second. How mad can you be? I would take that any day of the week.
Yeah, do you get Solomon.GG drip for runner-up, I think?
Yeah, you do.
That's big. You know, there's kids.
Yeah,
that's what we're here for.
When I talked to Titan about it, he said, "You know what? We got the drip. That's what matters, even if we lose." So,
when the Earth falls into decay and we've used up all our dying, somewhere out there in the ether, Solomon.GG will still be up, and the drip will still exist. So you have that. Yeah, draw 4 are your B-League champs, and hate to say it again, but I was right, and they deserved it. They were the best team all season.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely right. I guess C-Dub was right. As always, I mean, season 3 champion.
Yeah,
can't do wrong. But me and Megalas are back here. Let's talk about it a little bit, Megalas. So of course, draw 4 they won pretty convincingly. I mean, UPD didn't go down without a fight, which is respectable, but draw 4 definitely the better team tonight. I mean, what do you think was like the reason, not just in this match, but in during the entire season, why this team was so dominant?
The reason, there's this person, don't know if you heard of them on the roster, called Lily, kind of sort of a menace to society in most countries. I mean, just absolute free range, as well as just kind of very flexible, right? Going into this match tonight specifically, we were talking about the matchup of Lily versus Doc, and while they both, I feel, are carry players on the hit scan, I feel like Lily is just so much more flexible, being able to go over to those Symmetras, stuff like the Tracer as well, being super, super dominant on it. And, when you have a star player like that to play around, it just makes everything on your team that much easier to do. And so, I mean, just full props to the entire team, because you do still have to know how to play around a star player, but yeah, Lily's got it.
Anyone else you'd like to point out on that team? I mean, we also had Prufa, Rookie of the Year candidate. Definitely an incredible support player. I was going to say something nice about Luca, but they never put him in. So great season by him, I guess, being on that bench. But I mean, anyone else to highlight? I mean, yeah, Lily definitely. I would also say Reborn, definitely. I mean, the entire DPS line was very dominant on that team.
Carried that King's Row.
King's Row just carried, yeah.
Absolutely carry the King's Row. But, I mean, in terms of just anybody on the team, I feel like B-Ball Man, it does take a good main tank to kind of carry a team like that and be able to be, flexible in your own ways, right? Not a lot of main tanks can boast prowess on every single main tank, but B-Ball Man seemed to do everything needed for the team. And then, sure, we could shout out Luca, because just pulled a who are you, you got the victory from the bench. That's all you really need at the end of the day.
He assembled the Avengers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just, after Jasmine, after both Gerald fan clubs, he wanted to win so bad. There you go, Luca, you did it. Congrats. So, yeah, we talked a lot about Draw 4, but, there's also another team, Unpopular Demand. I mean, no one really expected them to go all the way till today, to the grand finals. Definitely a lot of kudos to them, and you know what, let's talk to them. I think they're ready to be interviewed here, so
bring them in.
Yeah. Who's joining us here? I see Grado, I see Tom.
Wait, no way, Doc.
Doc's
also here.
Oh, okay.
We got half of the team here. First of all, definitely still want to say congrats on making it this far. I mean, like I just said, I think no one really expected you to go all the way to grand finals, and you've proven a lot of people wrong. I mean, loser interviews, always hard for me, or always hard in general, just because there are a lot of emotions running wild. But with you guys, I feel like you're probably taking this quite well.
Yeah, I feel like we did our hardest, but I feel like we accomplished more than anyone on the team ever thought we would.
Yeah, and to anybody who still tries to say anything, we beat every team except Draw 4. Literally.
We beat every team except them, so no one can talk shit about us.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, you're one of the big surprises. I mean, no one really expected you to come this far. And Titan, you mentioned this week to me that the name of the team isn't just a joke. I mean, these are a lot of players that other teams passed on. So how's it feel to prove so many wrong and make it all the way to a very respectable second place?
I mean, we are so unpopular that in the second round and third round of voting, none of us had any. We were not Rollstar, we were not MVP. We got second, for God's sake, and we have no one on Rollstar voting, which is just absurd to me.
I'm still really proud of how we placed. Even if we didn't win, it hurts to not win that one. But we are very unpopular, and we just proved that maybe don't fat kid us. Also, I think I proved to myself that I can still play in BPL. I was not washed.
Big.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have any more questions for our UPD players here?
I mean, obviously, you guys kind of came into this expecting to do your best, but knowing that you were the underdogs. But I feel like there were some kind of, you definitely had some extra struggles on top of that. The mid playoff run ban of Pika, followed up by the, I believe there was an issue with Greenie tonight being unable to play, so probably just kind of threw you out.
Yeah, just the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, Greenie was on 1,000 ping. Yeah. He physically could not play the video.
Our team had some very hard troubles. Me not showing up for 2 games, Pika being banned, people not being able to show for a lot of games. We just have a lot of scheduling issues. but I'm so happy that we overcame all of them and went to the finals.
Also, PO was suspended at one point during the season.
And we need to get Drayden as a replace.
Yeah, we got Drayden.
Which was good. Was incredible.
You went through all the entire experience. You had your ups, you had your downs. Mostly ups though, and a little bit of drama on the side. What more can you ask for? So, is there anything else you want to say to our viewers? Any shout outs you want to make? Maybe to our coaches? I mean, I believe Azu was one of your coaches.
Yeah, I want to shout out Azu for being the real one. You know, from being from Maze, I kind of just dragged him in here because False decided to abandon us. So kind of just dragged him in here, dragged him along for the ride.
Maybe Maze was a good team after all.
Maybe Maze was a good team. No. maybe we gotta run this one back.
Maybe next year
time.
I'm Sam from the Midwest and join Maze.
Yeah, maybe next time I gotta get Maze back together one more time. You know, we've gotten 4th, we gotten 2nd. All we need is 1st.
All you're missing is 3rd. All you're missing is 3rd.
Yeah, you get 3rd, and you can do it.
yeah, you know, but you know, a lot of these guys, you know, a lot of these players had something to prove this tournament though. Like PO was fat kidded from season 2. Proved to be one of the better flex DPS in the tournament. And then
let me play support next season or whatever. I'll be happy to get off of Octane and flex support.
Yeah.
Shout out to Strato to being able to just play Octane out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that was incredible, man.
Players affiliated with my team, stop getting suspended /ban challenge. Literally impossible.
Maybe there's a reason.
You wouldn't be called.
I mean, also shout out to Drayden.
Without it, though.
Yeah, shout out to Drayden. You played every role in the game. You did so well, and also shout out to Doc for being able to hard carry us in playoffs.
Yeah,
abandoning A-League to be with us.
Well, he didn't abandon A-League. He kind of just got kicked.
No, he had a choice to stay. He had a choice to stay.
Sorry, just to finish things up, you know, definitely support Burger of the Week in their A-League finals. Definitely.
Yeah, Burger of the Week all the way, man.
I don't care which team wins A-League finals. I'll be happy.
But do you want Guac to win on Sunday? That's important.
Yeah. Is the Orisa goat of
I want Guac to win.
I will be making 0 comments about S-League from now on since Gio has gone.
Please, Pivo, lose. Let's go.
Yeah, actually, this was my best placement in a BPL double Elam bracket.
Yeah, this is my first accolade. My other accolade was ranking for Valorant in one map.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. Congrats, guys. I mean, like you said, you got yourself that Solomon or GG trip, and you definitely earned it. So again, thank you very much to everyone from Unpopular Demand for talking to us, and can't wait to see more of you in the future.
Bye.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, C-Dub, Guac, and Megalaz.
Right. We also, of course, have our winners, Draw 4, who've only dropped 3 maps in an entire season. One of them to this team we just talked to. But let's talk to Draw 4. I think we have some people coming in. I believe Captain Luca, who didn't play. We have MVP, Nikos, and Reborn. So hey, how does it feel to win the Snowdown?
Quite good. Quite hype. Quite fun.
Wow.
It almost feels like with that response, you almost expected it. Your season,
yeah,
but...
I can't lie and say that we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely a harder game than we expected for finals.
Yeah, and I mean, season has just been so dominant. I mean, I just mentioned it. You only dropped I wrote 2 maps in my notes, but now it's 3 maps. Just lost 1 to Unpopular in what, like 10 matches? That's insane. So like, what was your secret? Why do you think these other teams in B-League just weren't able to contest you at all?
That we had multiple Smurfs.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. He's admitting it.
Take away the championship.
No.
But I can speak on that specifically. I think. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely built this team to win. I think the thing is, like, obviously Lily's. People tend to focus on Lily a lot because she's like a very flashy player, very good player. but I don't think there's a single player on this team that's not like top 3 in their role. And I don't think you can call out any specific player at all on this entire team that's like not good or struggles or consistently struggles, even like a little bit. And I think that's kind of the main reason why we've been able to, on top of being able to get like consistent coaching, which I feel like is also the most important thing in B League, because just having someone tell you the right thing to do also helps like a lot. So I think it's probably those two things.
Shouts to Kern, Corey, and Seb, who are like our actual coaches.
Yeah, shout out.
They did a lot, especially Seb and Corey. Seb and Corey, like, I think without Seb or Corey, this game might have gone like map 7 or something.
Yeah,
we might not even beat like Peep This during regular season if we don't have them. I think they are probably the reason we won that game.
Yeah, agree.
They are guiding lights in a dark storm.
So it's the only reason you guys beat Tokyo Drifters too. If you don't,
this is true.
It's probably a tough match.
I know you guys in the beginning when this team was announced had a little struggle maybe finding some sympathy in the community, just because it's a kind of a League Zero team and a lot of newcomers on the team. But I think you've definitely proven that you can hang with the people here, and I just
even if the other people on the desk didn't believe in you. I credit you. Nobody else did.
That's my good. That's my good.
I credit 4-0.
It would have been such a good storyline though. You gotta admit. But so like the newcomers on the team, like what's your, or like maybe the team in general, what's your experience been like in BPL so far?
That'd be Nico Spoofa.
Yeah.
It's
you go first.
It's been a ride for sure. It's very interesting because this has been my first time like even doing a tournament like this, so I think the experience is very new to me, but I've had a lot of fun just finding something like very refreshing and new, and it was really cool to have a team like this going into a tournament and just playing so well. But the community has been pretty welcoming of like us, and I've made a bunch of new friends and stuff, so I've enjoyed it a lot, and I hope I get to play in later BPL things because I enjoy the community.
Awesome.
I would agree. I mean, I feel like there was a little bit at the beginning because of the I understand and the whole League Zero thing, but honestly, I just kind of hoped that we could come in and maybe change a few people's minds on that. And I think we did pretty well. So,
All right, well, my final question would be Luca. You might remember these 3 teams: Jasmine, Joe Fan Club 1, Joe Fan Club 2. After being on those teams, and Joe Fan Club in season 3, how's it feel to get a win?
Honestly, not to be I'm not going to be a downer. Let me think my words. Let me think of what obviously I didn't play that much, which wasn't the intention, but I think I'd much rather have people give me a hard time for like not playing to an accolade than playing when I shouldn't be playing. And I think obviously it feels really good, but there's still like, you can only be so proud of a team that you captain that you don't play in, and I didn't even like it's not like I drafted or anything, I just asked people. Even then, I still feel like, even though I wouldn't say I did too much, I still feel like it is really nice to be on a good team, be on a good team environment, have an accolade. I think it's just important to know that it is something that I shouldn't not feel like I haven't earned it, but I should feel like that I understand it for what it is, and I keep working harder and don't get like content with just this. Don't have like an ego because of it. Like I still have to drive to play in another tournament, like draft it. Like I'm gonna captain for sub tourney. I don't know if I'm gonna play in that, but I'm definitely gonna like draft a team in that, and I'm just gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep going, and I just keep trying to get results, I think.
I think you shouldn't downplay how important building a team is. Like, yes, you didn't draft them, so maybe you didn't have to think on the spot. Like, there's not the intensity of a draft where it's like, oh, I gotta make the team tonight. But there's a reason why everybody chose to play on this team. It's because they trusted you and they trusted the team you were building. So maybe your impact wasn't directly in the server, but building the team is extremely important. And I'm sure these people would say
you got us all of our screens, and you got us our warm-ups, you got us all that shit.
On that point, I did think I did like a good job like scouting, I guess. Like, I think I was one of the, for like Lily, Reborn, and Frogman, who I think are some of like the best players in the league, I was the only one who asked them. And like Frogman, I played with him for like 1 day, or like 2 days, and I knew that he was like the best player. Frogman's literally one of the best players I've ever met in my life. Like, I love Frogman. Frogman is Hypnotoss. And like, I think I'm really happy that he was able to be on the team, because I really like being around him. So I'm like rambling.
Also, it wasn't just Luca who was on like a bad team in BPL Season 3. So I think between me, Reborn, Luca, and Gabe combined, we got 3 wins total in last season.
Yeah. I won no games last season.
Yeah, Reborn
0.
Reborn went like 0-4. I went like 1-3.
I literally was a ringer.
Yeah, it was not a pretty Season 3 for us, so it's good to redeem ourselves.
They put you on main support, Lily.
They did. Chris Sosa's put me on main support, and then I get off of main support and become an MVP candidate.
I remember going against that, and I was like, wait, they play DPS? And I was very... and obviously, you feel way more comfortable on that role.
Great turnaround, especially for you two. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I whipped out my main role and got MVP candidate. Maybe I'd win MVP. I don't know when role stars are coming out, but
soon.
Like MVP candidate, role star candidate. Once I get on my main role for a game.
No, get back on Moira.
No.
Well, definitely a great turnaround for you two, especially Reborn, Lily, and I mean also Luca, just for getting a win as a captain here. I want to say thank you very much, Draw4. You gave us some amazing Overwatch in B-League here. Just a completely dominant season. I mean, it couldn't be a more deserved winner here for our first Snowdown tournament. So congrats again, and it was great talking to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Congrats.
Well, with that, not much left to say. I mean, that was a long match of Overwatch. 5 maps. Damn, that was definitely... took some time, especially with the pauses in between, but it worked out well. And I feel like the result maybe does a little bit of service. UPD definitely didn't go down without a fight, and if this sets a precedent for our remaining 2 grand finals that we have this weekend, then it's going to be awesome. I mean, we can take a little look at our schedule here. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST, we're going to have our A-League Grand Final between Polarity, the team that I believe hasn't lost a single match yet, and they're going to go up against Burger of the Week. That's going to be 6 p.m. EST on this channel. And then on Sunday we have our S-League Grand Final between People's Prison Break and Boise Baddies, which you'll see Guac on. Dates or like time still to be determined. Actually, it says date to be determined. Is it even?
We're probably going to do it Monday. As someone who
is
the one scheduling it, yeah.
All right. Well, look for that soon. We're going to announce it as soon as we have a date. We also, just to mention it again, like I said, we have 2 tournaments coming up for other games. We have a Valorant tournament coming up next weekend. And we also have a League of Legends tournament where the draft is going to be on Monday, and signups are still open. So check those out at solomon.gg. I believe the other one was dilf.solomon.gg and then val.solomon.gg for the Valorant tournament. Very excited. I'm going to be casting the league tournament. I'm super stoked for it because I know a lot of people that are playing in it, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with it. But for now, that's going to be it for us here. I want to say thank you, Megalas, for being on the desk with me. Thank you to Seedup and Guac for casting this banger match. We're going to be back tomorrow with our A-League finals. You don't want to miss this one. Have a good night, everyone.